Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm.
Some major delays just north of the downtown area. I-70 eastbound at York Street. A crash blocking 2 left lanes has stop-and-go traffic back from Pecos. About 25 minutes of delayed driving through the area. As a result, we're seeing all sorts of slowdowns on the north end of town. I-25 southbound, watch out for significant stop-and-go between I-270 and I-70. I-270 eastbound, slow speeds between I-25 and Vasquez. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies today. Looks like we survived the rain and snow yesterday, high of 50 today. Overnight low of 25 tomorrow, warming up more with a high of 55. The current temperature in Denver is 40 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 K-House.
At Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale, better sleep and unmissable deals are a sure bet. Save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic and score a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Plus, get your new bed with fast and free delivery. Don't miss the Black Friday sale at Mattress Firm.
Imagine selling your old home from the comfort of your couch. In your new home? With Orchard, you can move into your new home before selling your old home and still get top dollar. Here's one couple's story. They were living in Colorado but moving to Texas for work. They'd have to sell their old home first, then move, rent an apartment, and move again into their new home. What a nightmare. Then they found out about Orchard's Move First program, which enabled them to sell their old home after moving into their new home on their timeline. No home showings, no prep work. Orchard does it all. And there was even more good news. Here's what they said.
Orchard sold our old home in less than a week and for way more than we thought. So we got a boat.
Buy your next home before you sell and be prepared to be delighted. Get a free, no-obligation cash offer from Orchard. Visit Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
Because inflation still sucks. You can win $1,000.
Thank you so much.
Inflation Salvation. Yes! 9 chances a day to win $1,000. Listen weekday.
Checking, we got you, Tommy.
On Denver's Talk Station, 630 KL.
I'm here, bro.
Presented by Wind.
Woohoo!
When you build and price a Wind River spa, our team gets
Got just under 30 seconds.
all right.
Level good.
Engineers run.
You sound beautiful.
Good.
Puts it all together. The spa you want is the spa we built. Wind River Spas, built in Colorado for Colorado.
Denver's Talk Station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bills. That's bills. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation Salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by waterpros.net. Good people, great people. They have it all when it comes to water systems. I love the drinking water at my kitchen sink. Never buy bottled water again. Under $1,000 fully installed. 303-862-5554. Welcome. Today we talk solar. We got ProBit Energy in with us, a solar company. As you know, I'm very picky on solar companies. And we'll talk to them in a minute here. We also want to go to Sue. She wants to talk about a surveyor and an issue with the neighbor. Later on, we're going to talk to, not later on, in a little while, Ashley with an apartment lease. Arlene wants to talk about mice, trying to get the name of my mouse guy. He's the best I ever had. He listens to the show. Brian is his name. I'll figure it out. I got it right here, I believe. Or is it? Yeah, Brian. And Stephanie just texted me the name. He came to our house and frickin' did wonders. Okay, Sue, your turn. What's going on, Sue?
Yes, I have a that has been up on my property since 1977 when I moved in.
Now, what's on your property? I didn't get that part. What's on your property?
My fence.
Oh, okay.
And my house is 80-some years old, and I've lived on the property since 1977.
And that property and that fence has been there for how long?
It's been there for as long as I've lived there, and it looks like it was the original fence that was on the property.
And you were there since 77.
Correct.
Okay. So what about it?
Well, since my fence is a short fence, back 46 years ago, the neighbor on the other side had built a 6-foot fence. Well, of course, you can imagine, being 44 years old, the fence was rotting and falling down onto my side of the property.
So hold on.
And
Was their fence on alongside your parallel with your fence?
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead.
And so the fence was falling down, and it was falling into my property and ruining my fence that was there. I had friends that were going to help put up a new fence, so I tried to communicate with the neighbors.
But wait a minute. Put up a new fence meaning you already had your fence there. Then on the other side of your fence, you had their fence. Where were you going to put up a third fence?
No, we were trying to be neighborly, like most neighbors.
So you
do,
were going to replace the neighbor's fence.
Correct.
No
And
can
take
do.
down
No can do.
No, Tom, please let me explain.
Okay.
Replace both fences with one fence on the property line.
No can do.
I understand that. The problem lies, I want to put up a new fence where my fence is, and I need a surveyor, and this neighbor is harassing me because I'm an elderly woman, and we've already gone through harassment charges on their part.
Okay. So Sue, what you're
good.
trying, let me get clear what you're trying to accomplish. You want to remove both fences and put up one on the property line.
They've already taken their fence down.
Oh, okay. So you want to put up a fence for yourself.
Correct.
Okay. And by the way, many places will not let you put a fence on the fence line. You have to do...
I've already spoken to the city. I know my requirements, and my problem is I need a certified surveyor.
Good.
And that's what I had called about.
Good. And you know what? To find surveyors, here's the good news. It's not difficult. And here's why. They're registered, licensed engineers. Do not get a surveyor that's not a registered engineer with the state. And the good news about that is this. Unlike other areas of architecture and building and zoning and here's what I'm going to say. You could have 6 surveyors out there and they're going to come up with the same result. If they're registered engineers and good at what they do, and all you have to do truly is look at their ratings and their reviews and pick one. I mean, it's not magic. The cost will vary based on the firm, so you may want to call, and the cost of a survey is going to vary depending on how old that area is and where the concrete markers are and how far back they have to go to verify existing lines. But it's not difficult to get a Have you looked online for a registered engineer?
I have, and I was just hoping that you had somebody.
You know what? We used to. Mark, do we still, or do we have any?
No, we don't, but I would call Frank Duran. He deals with surveyors all the time. He knows some really good ones.
You know what? That's a great idea. So Frank Duran, the real estate man. In fact, Kachina, if you get a chance, maybe we can just ask him. He doesn't even have to come on. He can if he wants. But maybe he has the name of a surveyor that he uses.
Perfect.
And then possibly our real estate attorney as well, olslaw.com. That's O'Brien. Go ahead. Yes.
My next question is, I have a certified survey that was done when I bought the property, back in 1998. Is that still legit?
Well, yes, it's as legit as people will let it be. If your neighbor challenges it, then you're going to have a problem and it should be updated. Now, normally, if it's certified and it's there and nothing has changed, yes, it would be fine. But you say your neighbor's putting up a fuss.
Yes, he's a small man in his 30s, and he likes to pick on widows and I understand that they are raising a family, and money's not as readily
Now wait a minute.
available
Why is he picking? Normally, people don't want to pick a fight for nothing. I mean, what's the reason?
It sounds like he doesn't want to pay for half of it, right?
Are you asking him to pay for half? She's not asking him to.
No, I'm not. I'm willing to do it all myself just to get rid of this neighbor because he's a small man that likes to pick on elderly
Well, wait a second.
widows.
Without getting all these personal attacks, I don't understand. If you're willing for the entire expense, why would he have any issue with that?
Because he's a little man with little man syndrome.
Well, let me call over and talk to him, and I'll tell him you're going to pay for everything, and he needs to just calm down.
Tell me how he's opposing.
Fence.
How is he opposing to begin with?
Well, anything I do, improvements on my property.
Yeah, but he
out
can't.
there-
Do you understand that if you do the setback and you put up a fence approved by the county, he has nothing to say about it?
Oh, but he will continue to harass me. I've had signs.
Yeah, but
that
Sue,
are
what makes you think? Well, then why are you calling? I can't stop your neighbor from harassing you. You wanted a surveyor. Hold on. Wait a minute. How is a surveyor going to stop the neighbor from harassing you?
Thank you. It's not, and I appreciate your help. You gentlemen have a good day.
Thank you.
This
You
is
have a
not
good
what I
day,
called
too.
for.
I think you're a nut. 303-713. I'm sorry. I think you're probably causing the trouble. Okay, that's just my
I think she's
gut.
80% of that issue just hung up.
You know, I mean, listen, having a surveyor is not going to help the neighbor not harass you. If the neighbor doesn't like you, the neighbor doesn't like you, the neighbor doesn't like you.
He's a small man.
By the way, 303-713-TALK is our number. We'll come right back with more calls. ProBid Energy is offering this 5,000 watt system. I call it it's 4,800, but it's 5,000 battery backup. And with tax credits and everything, right now it stands at a net to you of 21 grand. Is that right? Okay? So, and Mark, it's very popular because it's all in, everything you need with battery backup,
with battery and an EV station.
How much?
And an electro vehicle charger.
Yeah.
With the tax credits, your net out of pocket is how much?
21 grand.
21 grand.
That's unheard of.
Yeah, it's the complete system, and it's the battery backup, and it's the EV charging station. I mean, it's all for $21,000. Now, you get your tax credits to bring it down to that, but so what? I mean, everyone does that. But that's a good price, and they do it all from beginning to end. We got more coming up. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK.
I bet that.
Tim Tuggy here, way up above Triple J Armory in Littleton. The place to be for Black Friday. You better get here early, because the first 100 people through the door will gobble up a swag bag. A free concealed carry class.
All right, Tom, you're coming up next. You got just over 15 seconds.
No leftovers here. Only the cheapest 9mm and 5.56 in Colorado. Discounts on everything in the store, including bulk ammo deals. Steer clear the mall and trot to Triple J Armory. C470 in Broadway. Online at triplejarmory.com.
Hey, McKenzie Law Firm, Dan McKenzie, will help you with wills. They'll help you with trusts. They'll help you to save your assets, protect your assets, pass on businesses, do whatever you need for estate planning. Dan McKenzie is an expert we use on this show, and he invites you to call for consultations. 833-CO-PLANS. Everyone needs at least a will, and he can do it all. He can help you avoid probate, or if you're facing probate right now, 833-CO-PLANS or coplans.co. Hey, we have a seminar coming up, an informational meeting, on the 16th of the month with Joe Chiano and his team. And we will be talking to you about retiring safely and securely. It's that easy. You have to call to reserve a seat. It's the 16th at the Sheridan DTC. And it's truly a place to learn. It's not a sales event. You don't have to worry about being pounded. But you will learn about guaranteed ways to have income with no risk. And it's mymoneymyway.com, but call for a seat, 303-779-6600, 303-779-6600.
Good morning. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show. Hey, it kind of turned a little south. The person kind of hung up on us because we weren't telling her
Hey.
wanted to hear. So don't
He's
worry
a
about
small
it.
man.
Well, yeah.
Imagine being married to that.
A little man complex.
Kind of got a little bit mad and hung up on us. I know, that's why we were calling you, but she just kind of took offense to it, and so I think we're good, though. But thanks for calling.
Yeah, people seem to
You
get upset
too.
when you say, hey,
Okay,
you
sounds
may be
good.
the problem.
All right, bye.
No, I'm not. He's a small man. He likes picking on widows.
I don't know what that was about, honestly.
That guy can't wait to have a fence put up.
Because he comes across a widow on a daily basis, and he just picks on her.
It's a fucking wall.
That was just weird.
What'd he say?
It's a fucking wall. Build the wall, Mark.
Build that wall.
Build that wall.
And he's going to make the neighbor pay for it.
That's not very woke of you, Mark.
God. I was talking to John Fuller this morning.
Yeah.
For the life of me, I am like, both of us are going, we got to get the fuck out of Colorado. This state's getting so crazy, man.
You know, you're going to have people moving for politics soon.
Well, you almost have to.
But the problem
I don't
is,
know how you live in Denver.
The federal government.
I'm a little
though,
shaded.
The federal government will never be conservative again.
I don't understand, and if anybody understands this, why is this special session? They raise property taxes to the point where we're all paying out the fucking nose. What are they trying to do? Why are they now trying to lower them after they raised them? I fucking am at a loss for this. I don't get it.
Because Polis can look good in saying, hey, look, I put this out there, HH, and said, hey, I tried to do something, but the people voted it down.
Yeah, but now he just called a special session to do something to cut property taxes.
That's all he
Why
can
do they
do.
want to cut them all of a sudden?
That's all he can do. Because he's so unpopular right now. Have you seen his poll numbers?
I don't think it has anything to do
doesn't
with
care.
popularity.
Oh, I think it does.
He doesn't care.
Is he afraid that people literally can't pay him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
They went up.
I mean, Ross Kaminsky literally moved because of what he was going to have to pay.
Oh, mine went up so much it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's criminal.
Yeah, let's see. They'll all get reelected. They just
because
keep doing
I feel
it.
good voting for him because he's going to help people.
But he's done after this.
God, there is no one that has put the screws to Colorado more than him. Nobody.
I don't know. Hickenlooper did a pretty decent job.
Shit, Hickenlooper didn't raise property taxes like that. That is the biggest tax increase I've ever seen in my life.
No, he just ruined
10 seconds here, guys.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHAL, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino. Do you know how smart Colorado Democrats are? Let me explain something. They tricked you into doing away with the Gallagher Amendment, which shifted the property tax burden from commercial to residential. And then what they said was, we want to help you with HH. Either way, they would have won. If you passed HH, they would have been able to eventually keep your Tabor refund, and you would see a little property tax relief, but it wouldn't have mattered. They already won. Now that HH went down in defeat, they can, when you complain about the higher taxes, even though HH wasn't going to lower it that much, you'll never know exactly how much. They're going to say, well, we tried to help you. We tried to help you. You see, there's no way they can lose on this one. No way. They're going to say, well, you see, we tried. You know, Polis tried with HH to give you relief. You wait. You wait. Now, I want to go to Arlene. I know Ashley's there real quick. Arlene's just a couple minutes holding this as well within the time. I want to go to Arlene because I had an issue with mice, Now, it's not like they were having a tea party and giving me the finger at night, but they were there. Some of them are so bold, they just, come out and, Arlene, tell me about it.
Oh, my God. Well, my husband just came home from the hospital, and I have to sleep in the family room with him, and I just saw a mouse, and I can't, I'm terrified of mice.
I hate them. They make me crazy.
I've said this every time we get a mouse call. What do I say, Tom? There's one way to get mice out of the house, and it works. A freaking cat.
No, that's for sure, Mark. There is no doubt. But some people can't have a cat. Arlene, I'm assuming you can't have a cat.
Well, I have a dog, and
they're useless. They're useless. Dogs I love dogs. I'm just kidding. But if you had a cat, no, I'm serious. Just the appearance and smell of a cat will keep them away. But let's talk about other things. I had one. As I said, they weren't bold having a tea party, but they were there. And they were definitely there. And I'd see them out of the corner of my eye. And, oh, my God, I would jump. And it was only at night. And then we put out a trap, and we'd catch one, put out a trap, catch one, catch one. These humane traps, supposedly. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. Anyway, I hated the idea I had to kill them and get away with them. But I had to get rid of them. I didn't want them in there. And then here's the deal. We have a guy that listens to the show, and he called us and said, I do mice, and pest control. And his name is Brian, I believe. Brian. Yeah, he's a mice man. And Brian Mix, I believe. And Brian, I'm going to give you his phone number because I am telling you, he did wonders. In one visit, not one more mouse. And we even keep bait out just to check it. He has these special ways. He has this special paste he puts around openings where they won't go, and then he has this mesh he puts in there. And I'm telling you, in one visit, we went from seeing him every night to never seeing another one.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
one night, one day he did it. Now, I can't promise those results, but Brian, I hope you don't mind me giving out your number. I know you, I don't think this is his private number. It doesn't matter. He does a great job. You want the number?
Yes, I do, definitely.
Okay, 303.
303.
588.
588.
8725.
8725. I just want to tell you, over the years, like over the past 30 years, you've helped me so many times. So like my husband, who just got out of the hospital, he told me, call Tom Martino. He's going to help you.
Oh.
Because I'm terrified. I only saw one mouse, but I know there has to be more. And
That's exactly right. For every one you see, there's probably 10.
Oh, don't say that. Oh, my God.
Hey, listen, here's my biggest fear. I have a fear, but it never happened. I had a fear of being in bed one night and feeling my toes being tickled or something, and but they don't. No, it didn't happen. Listen, most of the time they're not going to climb into bed, but please, Arlene, call that guy. He was amazing, and he's not expensive. I forget the company he works with, but man, he's amazing. Anyway, Ashley's turn now. Ashley, I'm so happy. You wait. You're going to love this guy. Brian, I hope you don't mind. I don't know if that was your personal cell phone or not. I'm sorry, but you do a great job. Ashley, what's going on? And if you're listening, Brian, call in. Hey, Ashley, what's happening?
How are you guys?
We're doing good. What's going on with you?
I am doing good. I'm hoping you guys can help me.
Let's talk about it.
Alrighty. So I moved into an apartment with my sister a couple years ago. We had a year lease. Lived out the lease, perfect, no problems. At the end of that lease, I was moving out. She wanted to stay in the apartment, so we did not sign a notice of vacate with the apartment complex because she was going to stay and assume over the lease. So she's working on all of that stuff.
When you say she took over the lease, did she sign on a new lease?
Here's the deal. So that's what was supposed to happen. And I don't know, she's claiming she did and the complex didn't help her. Complex is complaining differently.
Well, how did this affect you?
I am now in $42,000 of debt.
Okay, so
because
Ashley, let me get
after-
this straight. This is not a landlord problem. This is a sister problem. She never took you off the lease, and it continued in your name. But how did the debt occur? Did she not pay rent? What happened?
She lived there for almost a year without paying a dime.
Okay, so it's not a landlord problem. It's a sister
It is
problem.
not. Nope.
Okay, there's nothing you can do about it. You're going to be responsible for it.
I understand. So where I'm at right now is this has gone to collections. My name is on it because she never removed me from the lease. I'm at this point where I don't know what to do with the debt collections. My name was on it. My fiance and I can no longer buy a home together.
You need to file. Listen, if you
$42,000
don't have a prayer of paying it off or settling it, you need to file bankruptcy.
Alrighty.
No, listen, I don't say that lightly, but bankruptcy is for people who will never in a million years be able to pay a debt. And and the theory was in Congress, I know I get this all the time because there are many myths about bankruptcy. One myth is that everyone else pays the bill. That's just not true. In fact, it's better for the economy to get people like you off the hook so you can spread your dollars instead of focusing them on one debt. The next one is no one deserves a life sentence for a debt. I know people don't like the idea of people going bankrupt, but if you don't cheat or lie or hide money or anything, it's a good provision. And again, I'm not talking about people who purposely run up debt and do it. There aren't that many that actually do that. But in your case, if there's not a hope of paying this off, get it over with.
All right. I didn't know if trying to consolidate the debt.
No, now hold on. Consolidate. Okay, you got $42,000 in debt. So explain to me what you mean by consolidate.
I'm starting at square one here. I'm just trying to figure out where I need to go from here and my options from here. Do I need to get with consumer credit counseling and see if they will reduce the debt?
Okay. Let's say they reduce the debt. And this, I'm doing this on purpose. I'm going through these scenarios on purpose with you because I've had people do this over and over. So if you go to consumer credit counseling, how much do you think they would lower a $42,000 debt? And they'll only do that. They'll only settle if you can pay cash on the barrel. So how much do you have to pay cash right now?
It's just not an option.
Okay, so they're not going to reduce it a penny. Now, if you said, I can pay you $25,000 right now, they would probably take it, but you don't have it. Okay, so settling it and going to consumer credit counseling won't mean a thing. Now, what consumer credit counseling does is get you to make payments on all your bills instead of going bankrupt. And people don't understand this, but in exchange for doing that, they get a commission on everything they collect from you for the creditor. They work for creditors. Now, there's nothing wrong with consumer credit counseling. A lot of people have gone to them and paid off their credit cards. And they work with credit card companies and try to get those penalties erased and lower the interest. If it was just credit cards, that is an option. But let me explain what happens with consumer credit counseling. When you pay that off over a 4 to 5 year period, your credit is trashed for that 4 or 5 years. Okay, while you're paying it back, you can't get new credit. After you pay everything off, your credit is trashed for another 3 years. So you're looking at a total of 8 years before you even get credit again when you work with consumer credit counseling, that or any similar organization. That's the deep, dark secret they don't want you to know. Now, once you do a bankruptcy, you can reestablish credit in 3 years. So you decide what you want to do. And that's the story. Okay. And I'm not a big fan of bankruptcy if there's any other way possible. Okay, but and a way that is not going to restrict you from earning a living and spending money. Remember, the original intent of bankruptcy wasn't to give people a free ride. It was so one person would not be strapped with one debt or two or three big debts, and they could then circulate their money. Because the average person's money gets circulated 10 times. When they're in debt, it gets circulated 1 or 2 times. So it's just better to get it over with. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, 888heating.com is doing duct cleaning in a big way. They will do it for $700 no matter how big your system is. That's right, $700, but you must book this week. It doesn't have to be done this week, but you must book. 303-770-2776. Honest people with good intentions and indoor air quality experts. 303-770-2776. Just $700.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by MSU Denver. Be a change maker.
Some delays into the downtown area. I-25 southbound after I-70. A stalled dump truck in the left lane has stop-and-go traffic back from Highway 36 and I-270. We're looking at about 21 minutes of delayed driving through the area. Heading out west into the mountains, I-70 westbound. A crash in the right lane after the exit for Silver Plume with stop-and-go traffic back for US 40. That's exit 232. Fox 31, pinpoint weather warming up after yesterday. We made it through the rain and snow, folks. High of 50 this afternoon, mostly sunny skies. Overnight low of 25. We're going to see increasing temperatures throughout the rest of the week. The current temperature in Denver is 42 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Calling all change makers. We are chasing our future.
10 seconds here, Tom. You're next.
Change our lives. Assured, the reward is worth it. We are the change makers. Apply today at msudenver.edu.
Simply Floors Inc. are the floor covering experts we use on our show. Buddy and Karen Mitchell have been doing it for years. And they can do your jobs, from giant big jobs, commercial, and small tiny jobs, residential, and everything in between, from fix and flips to your custom home. From Proximity Mills, they have luxury vinyl planking, carpeting, and they have all kinds of hardwoods, solid hardwoods, engineered floors that look like hardwoods. It's a wonderful place to go. They'll pick the right stuff with you and have their in-house teams do the installation with the best installs in the business. SimplyFloorsInc.com, 303-731-5380, 303-731-5380. And speaking of everything in-house, let's talk about Genesis Total Exteriors.com. Genesis is the place to go for anything on the outside of your house, from roofing, gutters, fascias, soffits, siding, windows, doors, decks, railings, outbuildings, fencing, painting, everything. On one invoice, you can talk to the expert. That's Mark. I've known him for 25 years. That's how long they've been in business. And that's GenesisTotalExteriors.com. 303-679-8509. I'll check it out.
Good morning. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. Sure. What's going on? Okay. What's your name?
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, man.
Hold on. Let me take.
Listen, I still can't fucking understand this Polish shit.
This what?
This Polish. They got rid of Gallagher so they could increase property taxes.
Right.
Now they're trying to do a special session, which he just did. I was listening to it, to lower and give people relief. I fucking don't understand why they would raise them in the first place then. But go ahead. What were you going to say?
I never mind. I don't want to turn off YouTube. I'll just text you.
Yeah, text me. I just can't fucking believe it, man.
think the reduction on HH was really a ridiculous small amount. If you dive deep into that
It
bill.
was. Totally.
It was a non-issue almost, but what they really
Well,
wanted
and
was
what it really didn't matter is we would have got that money back in Tabor anyhow.
right. That's the whole point of Tabor, isn't it?
Yeah, so they were saying, hey, instead of giving you a couple thousand back in Tabor, we're going to give you a couple thousand off your property taxes. Well, who gives a shit? They're still taking your fucking money.
Right. What they need to do is alleviate some of these property taxes. You ready to go solar yet, Mark and Susan?
Dude, we have way too many trees.
No, you don't.
I know
Not on
you
that
don't believe
outbuilding.
that, but what's that?
Not on your outbuilding.
Well, I mean, it's surrounded by trees big time.
You're fine.
God, I just have a hard time believing that.
Well,
Have you actually pulled up the satellite image? I think you did.
sure. I did a proposal on it for you.
God bless, man. I just don't, I can't imagine it working.
We'd give you a
And you're saying it would be 21 grand.
You need a bigger system, but we'd give you a smoking deal.
Would you include 15 Tesla walls with that?
We won't install their junk. It starts people's houses on fire.
That would suck. I just, for the life of me, don't. No one can explain it. Here's my question, and I'm talking to Jack right now on YouTube. They got rid of Gallagher. Most people's went up. I think the medium is 40% across the state. I mean, that's a huge number. Now they're in a panic because they're too high? I don't fucking get it. I've never heard of any left-wing people wanting to lower people's taxes. I'm baffled by this.
Because they know that, Mark, here's what they know, that if they lower them just a little, they can say they lowered them after it's like they punch you in the balls and then give you an ice cube. You know,
yeah, but he called a special session. I mean, this is a big fucking deal.
Yeah, but they're going to make it look like they're rescuing us because the voters screwed you, when really the relief won't be near what the increase was.
Maybe he is terrified that when people see that bill coming in April and then the election coming up, they're going to fucking throw his ass out. Maybe the best thing that could happen is nothing happens. In the special session, we all get clipped, and people learn and toss this guy out on his ass.
All right, 15 seconds, guys.
I think he's done.
Doors and finished basements. Ready for holiday savings? Save 15% on all services to select install days. And ask about our bank financing. 800-362-8370 or drhi.com. Happy holidays.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Mike's got a comment on the mouse issue. So let's take that comment. Mike, what's happening? What's your comment?
Yeah, Mystery Mouse Mike, your favorite pain in the butt.
Oh, my pain in the ass caller. Good. Just say it's pain in the ass and I'll call you. Go ahead.
Okay. Pete, I'll figure out something quicker. My mother used to have those same nightmares. She'd dream mouses run across her face and scream and wake up the whole damn house. It sucked.
Well, what did she do about it?
Nothing. I mean, it just woke up everybody, and, that's all you can do, put out mouse traps. But cats are best.
Yeah, cats are absolutely the best. That's what I think.
We had a dog. We had a dog named Babe, though. She was a mouser.
Now, she could be there are some small dogs that are mousers. Here's the problem, though. Mice don't know they're mousers, so mice aren't afraid of them. They're not. I mean, I've seen them go right when the dog's eating out of dog dish, go up and start eating out of the dish. I mean, it's like they're not afraid of dogs. They are afraid of cats. Just, I don't know what it is. It's just weird.
This dog would slam. I mean, it loved to chase and fetch things, rocks, anything. It saw a mouse run along the wall. It would run over there, and it would slam into it with both front feet. And it would bite it to death.
Well, thank you for calling, pain in the ass. This was not too much of a pain in the ass. You were kind of sane. We got more. Oh, no, I'm not taking a break now. Let me take Priya. Priya had called in earlier, and Priya had a problem. Priya had a problem with a landscaper. She paid money, a lot of money, and got screwed, basically. I mean, here's what happened. It's $21,000, and we sent out Bob from LEM Landscaping. He inspected the job, and he basically said that almost everything has to be redone, and she got hardly any value for the work, for what she paid for. What's going on now, Priya? You have a follow-up of some kind?
I do, yeah. I sent information to Kelly about a new name that I was alerted to that he was using, and an 800 number where he's trying to solicit business.
Okay, what name is he using now? The scumbag, by the way, we're talking about is Outdoor Paradise Restored, and he is now using another name?
Yeah, it's something like Landscaping Edge something.
I need to know more than that. I want to follow this clown.
Yeah.
I just sent you the email, Tom.
Okay. So is it in the email, Kachina?
It is.
Okay,
Should be
good.
getting there right
Did you find a photo of this clown somewhere?
Me?
Yeah, did you?
Do I have
like,
a photo? I'm sure I could.
Here's what I'm asking you. I should be more clear on that. If you could Google, I see a lot of names come up under Mario Pena Landscaper, and then I also see him on Facebook, but I don't know which one is him, and you would.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could do me a favor, and if you can find a pic of this guy, it would help us.
I can try to look for one right now. I have I'm with a homeowner.
No, whenever you can. I understand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, so he's doing business as Nature's Edge Living Spaces. Nature's Edge Living Spaces. Thanks for letting us know. You see, our sleazbrigade.com is such a good place to have all of these names because people help us with information. So, Nature's Edge Living Spaces. And we're going to find them. We'll figure it out. Get them on sleazbrigade.com, which is the exact opposite of referral listing.
Somebody just shared a post from him within the
Is he on Nextdoor still?
Yeah. So he was responding to someone looking for landscaping help with that name.
Did you warn people about him again?
Yeah, so then I added that information to my post that he's using that name.
Okay. Thank you very much. And what area are you on with Nextdoor where you do that? Because I don't think it goes all over.
What area do I live in?
What Nextdoor is it called? Like my Nextdoor is Cherry Creek. What's your Nextdoor?
Yeah, I don't know that it has a name like that, but that's my area. Like
usually it gives an
area.
Usually it gives an
area.
area
I
with.
never noticed.
Okay.
I'll have to look it up.
Thanks, Priya.
I'm not on there much.
I'm not either, but I help people and I like to warn people. So thank you for calling 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Denver Regenerative Medicine for your stem cell therapy. They're amazing people. They really are. I had it done personally, and I can tell you. Now, I went ahead and had surgery after that, but they took out 98% of the pain, but there was something that couldn't be fixed. But they can fix almost any minor problem. Just go to denverregen.com. As far as pain and inflammation, they can help, and you'll talk to a doctor, denverregen.com.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Pretty easy driving throughout the Denver metro as we hit that 11 o'clock hour. Some usual slowdowns into downtown. I-25 southbound showing speeds in the 30s and 40s between I-70 and Spear Boulevard. Heading out west for our mountain drivers. I-70 westbound after Silver Plume. That's exit 226. A crash in the right lane has stop-and-go traffic back from exit 232. for US 40. We're seeing about 45 minutes of delays through the high country. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies after yesterday's rain and snow, high of 50 degrees, overnight low of 25. Tomorrow, sunny again with a high of 55. The current temperature in Denver is 43 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 K-House.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010,
10 seconds here, Tom.
shades and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
Well, listen, if we're talking about retirement, we're also talking about many different things, not just retiring and getting income. Of course, that's important, but then there's other elements. So many people don't have a full plan for their home, their equity, their investments, their long-term care, their estate plan, how to really use their IRAs and how to use their 401ks. What Retirement Planning Center of Rockies does is they go over everything with you. And they'll give you a proposal before you even hire them. They'll talk to you about what they have in their wheelhouse, and you decide if you want to use them. And there's no obligation to meet with them. rpcenter.com is the website. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies will take the elements you have. They'll give you a report. If you decide to use them, the small fees that are built into things are so low compared to what they save you and make you, and I'm living proof. 970-663-3211, 970-663-3211, rpcenter.com. This is the time of the year a lot of people will start having frozen pipes or floods or, snow that backs up and drains in. They discover asbestos, black mold. Decorations sometimes bring on shorts and fires, and homes have what's called catastrophes. If you have a catastrophe, don't ever call a company willy-nilly. Most of them suck. And your insurance company is never going to pick the best company, and they only pay once, and then you're done. So get the right company up front, and that's American Restoration 24/7. I know Rock, a veteran, and his team of veterans, and I know that they do all of the job properly with the EPA certifications, knowledge, and know-how that you need. American Restoration. Remember the number. I hope you never need them. 8337-AM REST. That stands for American. 8337-AM REST. Online, amrest247.com.
What the hell I'm gonna wear to a wedding in a barn.
Whose wedding is it, Kelly?
Adam's cousin.
We're white.
Oh my God. I'm just worried about what it's gonna smell like.
That's funny.
Gotta be in Nebraska.
We're red.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you this link. We're really thinking about this.
Okay.
Thanks for calling.
Not for about 4 or 5 years, but actually maybe even longer than that. But I mean, really, this is kind of where Suzanne and I
Hey, Dave,
see
we're going to come to you right after the break, okay? So just be patient with me. No problem. Hi, Jay. We're going to come to you as soon as possible, okay? So just be patient with me.
We enjoy the RV so
Perfect.
much that this kind of goes right there, and this gives us the ability to go like virtually anywhere in the world.
Oh, is this like, is it like
I don't
outdoor
want it.
resorts?
No. I just sent it. Just click on it.
They're joining a nudist cult.
I'm not sure that would be my first choice of retirement. I've been looking at that. We might fly out to California and check one out here soon. But that's the exact model.
Okay, I will.
Why would you go to California?
Yeah, especially for a nudist cult.
Well, it's the only place I can go look at this particular item.
You could have sister wives up the galore in St. George.
Oh, God, that's what I want. Multiple wives, please.
Why would anybody want more than one
I see no benefit.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on that.
Good morning. Thanks for calling.
I watched
the
that.
Troubleshooter
What
show.
was that show where they were all... oh, man, it was a really good HBO show.
Oh,
that
yeah,
had
with What's-His-Face.
sister wives.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. With What's-His-Face, and they live like in a cul-de-sac.
Right, they like shared three
That
houses.
fucking
yeah,
shit.
we
Tell me
had
that show
Sue
wasn't
on
great.
earlier.
All right, 10 seconds,
Let me
guys.
give you Sue's phone number.
On Twitter.
Just give me your Twitter and I'll follow you.
Find us right now at 630 KHOW. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's go to Dave, who's next. Dave, you need advice on buying a car. What's going on, Dave?
Good morning, Tom. Long-time listener.
Thank you, man. What's happening?
I went to buy a brand new 4x4, and I don't know how.
Well, what do you want to buy, first of all? There's price, product, and service. So let's talk about the product. What do you want?
I'm looking for a 4x4 Jeep, like a Renegade small.
And why are you looking for a Jeep? I'm just curious.
Because I've had many in the past.
Okay. Okay, for a Jeep, a Renegade, and you don't know where to go.
I don't want to get the old callback as you used to talk about.
Right. You know, here's what I would do. I would go to JFR Cars and have him broker the deal. You don't pay any more. In fact, you will pay less overall. And now, you can even go to them and price shop it if you want. But what I say, with a Jeep, do you have something to trade in, by the way?
No.
Okay, that's good. And do you want to pay cash?
No.
Good.
Finance.
Okay. The way to do it, since you don't have a trade and you're going to finance, is simply get a number, a drive-away number, out the door, and exactly how much is coming out of your pocket. So you have a drive-away number, and then you have your down payment, whatever it's going to be, add them together and just shop for the best number. It doesn't give a rat's patootie where you buy it, because you never have to go back there for service. So that's what I would do. If it's a sheer numbers game. What are you looking for new, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That makes it even easier. Now, I'll tell you that every Jeep dealer, every single one of them I've encountered, have tricks. And here are the tricks. It's not so much the callback, although you can, and what he's talking about is a callback is where they sell you the car under a certain set of circumstances. And in the small print, it says if they can't place the loan, they're not doing the deal. But they do it in a half-assed way. I don't even want to get into it. But they call you back and say, hey, we couldn't get that loan. You're going to have to put more money down or accept a higher interest.
That's what I'm talking about.
You end up with a totally different deal. So you don't want that. What you want is 100% approval. You don't even take the car until you know from the bank you're 100% approved. That's how you protect yourself there. On the other hand, you can go get your own financing and see what you qualify for and compare it to what the dealer has. But many times the dealer will give you other incentives for using their financing, which saves you money. So you're comparing numbers. The other thing, however, in every Jeep dealer I found, in one deal, for example, I'm going to give you a real example. The deal was negotiated at $55,000 out the door. The deal ended up being $67,000. Why is that? Because they junked it up. They junk it up with everything in the F&I department. They sell you service contracts, they sell you mop and glow, they sell you everything. And that takes a good deal and makes it a bad deal. And no matter how strong people think they are, when they get to F&I, they don't say no. I don't care who you are. They don't say no. And I'm telling you, I went through it, and even I felt like I had to say yes to a few things, but I didn't. So, because you feel almost, you got such a good deal, yeah, I'll do that. Don't buy one extra thing. That's my advice. Take it.
Woohoo!
Does that help, Dave? Guess it did.
He gone.
Do you want anything, bro?
No, I'm good, thank you.
I'm looking into this for sure. Because I was on, Mark usually checks them out now, so I just went and said,
Hey, what's that stuff people take for anxiety? Nancy online, too. What's that stuff called, guys?
Mark, what are you talking about? The natural stuff?
No. It's very popular.
Oh.
The anxiety med.
There's all kinds, but...
No, the big one. Kids crush it up and fucking take it.
Oh, Adderall and stuff?
No, not Adderall. I can't think of the name of it. But I read this article that the more you take... In other words, you take that pill every day to get rid of the anxiety, and ultimately what happens is you have more anxiety.
Well,
it's like the worst fucking thing you can do.
It raises your sensitivity, and you build up a tolerance.
Yeah, but you can literally, but you end up literally with more anxiety over a couple-year period than if you never took the fucking pill. Xanax. Someone put it up on YouTube. Xanax. That's what I was thinking of.
I have a natural supplement that works for people.
I think Adderall gets you fucking speedy, doesn't it?
Well, what's weird is they give it to people with ADD and stuff, which is weird because it is kind of like it is an upper.
Yeah, I think it, it lets these college kids fucking cram for their tests for 30 hours.
So you don't want
I bet I'd be fucking insane on that shit. Hey, Mark. God, what the hell is Tesla blowing me up for? Did you get all kinds of shit from Tesla on your app all the time, Tom? Oh. Oh, okay. This is actually funny. So, okay, Tesla's getting smart, people. So I got to bring it in for some minor service, a door adjustment, and then some of the carpet on the bottom is coming up. They got to build these cars so light. These Model S's are so light that there is some weird shit like that. Literally, they got to adjust my door. Nothing happened to it. It just moved. So I'm going to bring it in. And now they're saying, hey, great news. Your repair is only going to take a couple hours, and we're going to let you test drive some brand new Teslas, a new Plaid and a new Model Y or a new Model X. So they're turning my sales shit into a sales pitch, or my service into a sales pitch.
Oh, they
it's
always
kind
do.
of ingenious.
They always do.
Well, they've always given me another car, but they've never given me a brand new one.
I want to get a Plaid X.
That's what I'm going to test drive. That's exactly what I'm going to test drive.
The one with the gull-wing doors?
Yeah, the rear fucking Lamborghini doors and the plaid model.
I want to get an X plaid, bro, but Stephanie says no. And
I'll see if I like it. I really like, for an SUV, I really like our Genesis.
All right, I'm just going to go get some water.
Did you see that link I sent you?
Oh, shit. Hold on. I was looking for it. Did you say email or text?
Email. Don't say anything, but honest to God, I think that's where we're going to be at.
Okay.
At some point. I know you would never. It's not your cup of
but hold
tea.
on. Let me ask you something, though.
Literally that one, too. That model.
Do you actually own it?
Oh, yeah, of course.
But hold on a second. Do you know how to do it?
No, we would do the whole thing, man. And that thing's so safe. It's unlike...
What do you mean the whole thing? I don't get it. Like learn?
Yeah, of course. We both would go get our, whatever you want to call it, license. Keep it at that.
See, okay.
But if you look at it, it's dual control, but the
I
computer
understand,
system...
but do you leave it somewhere then?
Well, it's deep water, so you can, you can't like really dock it unless if it's deep water.
Those are they're very
You
expensive.
have a dinghy.
They're very expensive, and I know that it's way more expensive than aviation.
Yeah, that's probably two. That one, the $495. It's basically like our unit we have now. You know what I'm saying? But
what do you mean the unit you have now? Oh, I get it. I get it. Yeah. How much they cost?
That one's, totally decked out with the computer stuff. True autopilot, too. We would full-time it, like literally.
That's a big undertaking, man.
Yeah, I know. That's why you live on it. You should, it's kind of funny. I always think of you and your situation. You guys don't like, you used to love RV World. You fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
I just always go, what are you, like ultimately, I guess I just see you kind of traveling from country to country or wherever you want to go.
But we don't get the jollies you do like that for that. We have other things we do. We don't talk about a lot, but yeah,
Yeah.
No, but absolutely, I know exactly
we
what
like
you're
adventures.
Saying. We're pretty boring.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, honestly. But you're saying you like the boring.
We love it. But we have a lot of fun things. Like, I can't explain it. Just, we're always doing something, but it's just more self-contained, and it's not dependent on where we are. Like when we go to California, we do much the same as we do here, and when we go to Florida or wherever we go.
10 seconds here, guys.
That's WIN. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Yeah. Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, welcome to the show this hour, brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Frank sells more houses for more money faster than anyone. That's it. That's the real deal. And I'm telling you, people who use them love them. I like the market valuation he does of your home, or the market analysis. That'll tell you every aspect of your home, what you can sell it for, what you can buy, and it's all free. So that's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Let's go to the phones. Jay, welcome to the show. What's going on, Jay?
Hi, Tom. My mom recently passed, very recently. My family is large. My oldest sister is both my mother's personal representative and the fiduciary, which you would call the...
How many siblings or how many heirs altogether?
There's 11 of us.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, my brother died, so there was 12 of us.
Okay, so what's your question, sir?
I have a couple of them. It starts first with, as a fiduciary and a personal rep, it seems like one could be different than the other. But
no, I don't even understand what you mean. By fiduciary, all personal representatives are automatically fiduciary. What fiduciary means is you don't have your self-interest put first. That's a very simple definition. That you have the benefit of the one you're serving first. So explain to me, there is no appointment of a fiduciary. There's an appointment of a personal representative. Their fiduciary is more of a description of how they act.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So, best interest of the estate, me and my 10 siblings are the estate. Is that correct or not correct?
Yeah, the estate, no. Here's what you guys are heirs. The estate is every single thing your mom owned, along with her debts, and then the net asset is what the positive estate would be. If there's a negative estate, you don't touch it. So that's what the estate is. Everything your mother owned.
Right. As an heir, therefore, is it okay if just one of us goes in and cleans the house out, takes everything that there is?
You said as far as heirs, there's 11 heirs.
Yeah. Can one of them just go clean the place out?
Only with the permission of the others, because here's what would happen. If you clean the place out and got rid of stuff that was expensive or kept stuff, then your share is going to be affected if you kept it. The others could protest. It's really important that the personal representative makes these decisions. Are you guys, one thing I don't want you to do, and this is something that almost always happens with large numbers of heirs, is that you get argue and you can't come to a consensus. And the worst thing any estate can do ever is a public administrator.
Oh, yeah, I bet that would be a nightmare.
Well, what would happen? You'll lose most of the estate to the public administrator's fees. And all of their buddies.
Okay.
And all of their buddies.
Oh, God.
The worst thing you can do.
So basically, my sister is the PR. Another one of my sisters is currently at my mom's house boxing up everything she wants.
Well, she shouldn't be doing that. I mean, she's taking stuff.
It's driving me crazy. And also...
Well, hold on, but what is the PR doing about it?
Nothing. She doesn't care. Nothing.
Okay.
She wants the house cleaned out.
How much is, let me ask you this, the one that's taking stuff, how much is this stuff worth?
There's no way to know.
But you have as much right to go there and do it too. You can actually do a tug of war with her.
I'm literally in the driveway watching her box everything up.
It is no more hers than it is yours. Does she understand that, or does she think it's hers?
Oh, she thinks she's the boss.
Why?
Because she's the backup. She's the backup personal representative.
But but seriously, hold on. I want to be serious here. I want to ask you something. Does she truly believe that for some reason she is endowed to own that stuff she's pulling out of the house?
That's kind of who she is.
But, okay.
There's something else, too.
What?
That I really don't like. That same sister and her husband own a company where they do remodels and building and such. They've decided they're going to fix up the house. There's no bid. They're just going to fix up the house and the yard and build the estate for their time and effort, and then they'll get paid back when it sells. But there's no bids being done, and they're the most expensive people I've ever met in my entire life.
But your personal representative is letting that happen. So you would have to file. You know, we should get Dan McKenzie on, really, but or Keelan Park. You know what? Hold on. I want to get you some legal advice. Hang on. We may have to call you back even. I either want to get McKenzie or I want to get Keelan Park on, and I want to figure out how to do this because this is wrong, okay? So hang on. 303 713 Talk. Let's go to.
Hi,
Hi,
Mark.
Nancy. What's going on?
Well, I'm trying to find a outpatient anxiety clinic that would be like all day, like intensive.
Yes.
That takes Medicare, and I'm not having any luck.
Okay. Is it for you, Nancy?
It's for me. I have almost crippling anxiety.
Over what, Nancy?
Well, I've had a lot of bowel surgeries, and the last one was so traumatic that what has happened is that I'm almost afraid to eat.
Yeah.
Because I'm afraid, well, if I eat too much, it'll give me pain, or I'll get constipated, or I'll get a bowel blockage.
Right.
And so I've lost so much weight that I'm in what they call starvation mode.
Now, wait a minute. So, okay, Nancy, you have both a medical and it could be part psychological, but here's the deal. A lot of anxiety and nervousness and depression comes from physical ailments, okay? In fact, when it does come from a physical ailment like this, in other words, before the physical ailments, you didn't have this, or did you grow up with it?
Well, I had some anxiety as an adult, but I didn't grow up with it.
Okay. Was it as bad before your health problems as it is now?
No.
Here's what happens. There are people who are prone to anxiety, okay? They're usually overthinkers. Right. They're overthinkers, or they are people who concentrate and ruminate too much on themselves. In other words, and I'm not talking about personality, you're a bad person. I'm talking about there are just people who are inward more than outward. They don't help. Right. They don't do a lot of helping of others. They don't do a lot of activities where the good is for others. So it's not a bit. I'm not talking about selfish or anything. I'm just talking about there are inward and outward people. Then there are some people that have a mixture. But here's the point: when you're an inward type person, everything is ruminated, like how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what people are thinking, what this, and there is a bit of that in all of us. Where things happen is where we start doing too much of that due to lack of relationships or because of physical ailments. And then what that triggers is a bit of imbalance. And when you get that imbalance, that then triggers the anxiety, and then it's a self-feeding frenzy, okay? And that's what you're getting into.
Right.
You were always prone toward it, but the physical ailments are magnifying it. So you're really wise to seek counseling on that, and maybe possible medication to quell your mind a bit. How is your physical health now, though?
It's been poor for many years. I have like a muscle disease.
Are you overweight?
What?
Are you overweight now?
Oh, no, I only weigh 90 pounds.
Oh, my God.
And I'm 5'7".
Oh, my God. Okay, yeah. So, yeah. Your doctor, your primary care, does he or she recognize a problem with you? They should be helping you.
Yeah, but they don't, and my GI doctor, but they don't know what to do because they say my anxiety is just fueling everything.
Well, I understand that, but they should have referrals for you. Where do you have a primary care group that takes Medicare, or do you have an individual you've been to for a long time? What is your primary care situation?
The primary care, they take Medicare, and it's with UC Health.
Okay.
But they don't know who I should go to because, like, they recommended Anschutz, but Anschutz said they don't have the type of therapy I need. They have like an inpatient, like a lockdown unit for a few days.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking about, the type I want,
I understand.
Don't have.
But hold on a second. The lockdown for a few days, and it's really not right to call it a lockdown, but you just admit yourself and you go through a program. Can you get Medicare to pay for that?
Oh, I'm pretty sure I can. I was in one once many years ago.
Why wouldn't you do that?
It was a nightmare. What
was the nightmare about it?
Well, they they take away all your personal things as if you're going to kill yourself.
Right.
And, yeah, they treat you like I mean, I think they actually closed down the one I went to. It was called Centennial Peaks.
Yeah, but they're a lot different now. You're saying if you went to Anschutz, you wouldn't find. I mean, they're good people, but.
Yeah, I was going to look more into that, and I wondered if you had heard anything about theirs.
All good things.
All good things?
About the Anschutz people, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I would trust them for a referral. Do you have, just before you go to intensive outpatient, you should simply get a referral for a geriatric psychiatrist.
Okay.
Okay, that's the first thing. A good psychiatrist will then talk to you and can help medicate because they're MDs, and then make suggestions on what you need to do. But I think you're putting the cart before the horse. I think you're jumping to you're trying to diagnose what you need, and I think what you need first is a doctor to do that, specifically dealing with older psychological problems.
Okay.
So just start now finding, don't say, I want to find a psychiatrist to put me in a program. Just find a psychiatrist. Just tell them you're having anxiety with age, obsessed about your health, and inwardly thinking, and you just need help. Just tell them that. And you can find a psychiatrist very easily that will take Medicare. That's your first step. Then that doctor will assess whether you need more intense treatment, and that doctor will have the people to refer you to. The great news is that Medicare is a good system for referrals, and they will pay for a psychiatrist. So what you need to do is start there. Your primary care Your primary care should have a psychiatrist they can refer you to. If not, then find your own. Anschutz should have someone. Or so if you have a problem finding a psychiatrist, call me back. And you can always get through to 303 Martino, always. And if you say this
I love that advice. I agree with you 100%. She needs to find the right shrink.
Right. And by the way, Nancy, I went to a psychiatrist monthly for so long, and the only reason I dropped out, I mean, I like to go now and then. It's a wonderful to have someone you can touch base with, and I was, you know, and I didn't need medication or outpatient or anything like that. But every now and then, it's nice to have somebody you can talk to. And the one I worked with was out of Anschutz, by the way. So you should try, you know, find a psychiatrist first. Call me back and let me know how it goes. I got to take this break. We got more coming up.
Hi there from Barry Miller, host of your greatest wealth building program, Vestera.
All right, you're coming up here, Tom, 10 seconds, and Rich is on the line.
To optimize your wealth and bottomize your risk, 8 a.m. Saturdays, 6:30 KHAL.
You know, I love talking to Rich Harris and his team about everything family law. There are so many issues that come up. And they handle them all. Like, for example, on their webinar series, they have one on adoption and step-parent adoption. And like, for example, you're married to someone and then they want to adopt your child. Family member adoption, adult adoptions. So let's talk to Rich. Rich, this is a big topic.
Yes, thank you, Tom. I appreciate you having me on, as always. And can I just say, the way you just helped that lady with the mental health problems, I thought was so compassionate and so amazing. I just was, I'm in awe of what you do.
I appreciate that.
I'm just going to say that. Yeah, webinar last night, Tom, was fabulous. We talked about adoptions, all different kinds of adoptions. It's such a blessing to be able to practice in an area where you have a happy outcome at the end. Family law is difficult, as people know, but adoption is a wonderful, amazing thing. I was able to share some of my personal family
and you do have a personal story. How many adoptions, Rich?
I've gone through 7, my wife and I
My
have.
God, you are like, oh my God, it's wonderful. You're the United Nations too. I love it. So you talked about all of the everything that goes along with it last night.
Right, all the different procedures for different kinds of adoptions, both domestically and internationally. We put out there some resources for people that need help beyond the legal part of it, the mental health piece. It was a great event, and like you mentioned, we do these every single Wednesday night from 5 to 6 p.m.
You know what? That's wonderful. And speaking of the weird topics you guys cover, I mean, you cover stuff way beyond divorce, way beyond, and it's all indexed on your website.
It is, and people can search the archives. We have 3 years worth of content now, and it's all free. You can download by subject.
And it is harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars. harrisfamilylaw.com is the website. And their number, if you ever need to call them on a family law issue, you won't find better, 303-515-5000. Now, speaking of attorneys, there are attorneys for different specialties. And we like O'Brien Legal Services when it comes to real estate. Brad O'Brien and his team can help you with reviewing documents for a closing or a border dispute, like that woman that called about that fence dispute. You know, you can call about anything like that, real estate related. And that's O'Brien Legal Services, OLSlaw.com. You need someone who specializes in this. OLSlaw.com, 720-370-7388. Integra Insurance, experts that I use as well. And I use Integra to pick my Social Security, my Medicare benefit, like the supplement, Part D, and all of that. They can help you through that. They can also help you pick regular health insurance if you're not at Medicare age, and they can help you on or off the exchange. It's health insurance made simple and smart, meaning you tell them your circumstances and they pick the right plan for you. Don't ever try to do it alone. Everyone can use Integra. 303-466-5500, and you have to do it during open enrollment, which is now to the end of the year. 303-466-5500. We have a seminar coming up. I don't know if I like that name, that seminar thing. Mark, I would call it more of an informational or educational meeting. It's not a sales event, but what happens is Joe Chiano and his team will talk about retirement and how to make it secure. And we're having this follow-up meeting on the 16th of this month because the other one was so successful with so many people, we had to turn some away. So if you want to talk about retiring security with security and safety and never losing a dime of what you put in, then I want you to call and reserve a seat. 303-779-6600. It'll be in the DTC area, Sheridan DTC. But you got to call to reserve a seat, please. 303-779-6600.
Hey, Mark, did you get that email?
Yeah, Core only does a 10 kilowatt system for net.
Well, I just looked at I thought it was Core. I don't think it is Core. It's Mountain View.
Oh, is it Mountain View?
Yeah, if you look at the bills I sent.
They might go to 200%.
But I mean, run the numbers based off that real stuff is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'd have to put panels on your house too.
Oh, yeah. So our lawyer is John
You use
Fuller.
a ton of energy, Mark.
I know. Trust me. Look at those bills, dude.
Really? I don't use a lot. I mean, why would the two of them use
You don't live there, dude.
But Mark, why would the two of you use a lot? I mean, I have 2 houses I don't use a lot.
It's all the toys, man.
Two chargers, 2 Teslas.
Okay.
10,000 kilowatt hours annually.
Good luck. Keep us posted if you need
The
anything
RV,
else.
you keep that plugged in all the time?
Sounds good. Bye.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, that's using some power. And you have a
It's
large
the it's the heated floors and that shit. I mean, really, that's winterizing mine. You don't. It's not like winterizing other shit. You just plug it in and it keeps itself warm.
And do you have, how many HVAC systems do you have?
2.
AC, 2, okay. Heat pumps?
A massive one downstairs and then one in the attic.
Mark is
for
living the
upstairs.
life I had. Exactly.
Yeah, he sure
No,
is.
exactly.
Yeah, this
we
is huge.
the same pattern.
Oh, yeah.
But except for horses. But it's the load up phase, I call it, and then the level out phase, and then the shedding phase.
Yeah.
We all do it. We
Oh,
all
yeah.
do it.
I'm ready.
I'm not quite on the shedding phase, but I'm on a level,
What are
definitely
your
level.
thoughts
I've shedded a
about
lot,
potatoes
but
on
not.
You love
I've
flying
ever
though,
had
man.
Yeah,
10
absolutely.
seconds
So I'm
here,
not
guys.
shedding yet,
Just a
but
little-
I love
Pal
my
Studios.
motorhome, Mark. Honest to
Trajan
God,
Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary
I would
advisors.
still do that, I think.
TrajanWealth.com.
If I had a wife that would.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Jay's got a question about liquidating estates. Now, Jay, what's going on? Oh, wait, was this the one we took already on the other
we got
one?
Dan.
Oh, I'm
We got
sorry.
Dan McKenzie.
Oh, we have Dan on. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I didn't notice it. Dan, thank you for being here. Dan McKenzie, I wanted to ask you a question. I want you to picture this. Jay has his mom passed away, and there are a total of 11 heirs, 11 siblings, okay?
Yeah.
So it's Jay and 10 others. So there's 11 of them. And the oldest sister is the PR, the personal representative. But there's another sister that just took it upon herself with no special authorization to go to the house and start boxing stuff up and keeping it. Is that right, Jay?
That is correct.
Now, what kind, is there
Well, a lot
anything
of things
valuable,
are
or are we talking about junk, doilies and furniture? What are we talking about?
My mom was 96. A lot of her stuff came from her mom. Some of this stuff is very, very old. It's all in nice shape. I don't know what it might be worth or
Okay.
might not be worth.
You're just
honestly.
wondering, what right does an heir have to just go to a house and start boxing stuff up? Now, I want to ask another thing, Jay, before I ask Dan. Are any of the other siblings upset about this?
Yeah, I've got a brother out of state who is just can't believe quite the way things are going. He's not here to do anything. I just let him know about it. My brother-in-law has gone through a bunch of stuff. He's not even my mom's sibling. I don't know what the hell
And then
he's
that
doing.
sister also announced that she and her husband would be, they're contractors, and they're going to be fixing up the house for sale, and then they'll get paid back by the estates when it sells. But you said they did not, they're not, the rest of the siblings and the estate, they're not going out for bid or anything. Now, they don't have to by law. I mean, they can do anything they want, but someone is the personal representative authorizing them to fix up the house?
Oh, she probably is. I just, knowing my brother-in-law and my sister, they're going to charge way more than they could get bids for, which, in my opinion, is not in the best interest of the estate.
Okay, so we get right down to that, Dan. If you're one of 11 and you simply don't like the way things are being done, what can you do about it?
You could. There's a couple options. So the personal representative is responsible for what happens. It doesn't mean she personally needs to go over there and box stuff up, but she is, as part of her job, supposed to marshal the assets, inventory them, and protect them for the beneficiaries. So if she wants her sister to do it, she could do that, but she is responsible at the end. If her sister somehow takes stuff or loses stuff or whatever else. So the personal rep is on the hook. If you're not happy with the job she's doing, a couple options. One is to ask the court to supervise her, in which case she stays in the job, but has to do more reporting in the court than you normally have to do as a personal representative. The other option would be to actually ask the court to remove her as the personal representative and replace her with someone else. That's a little bit more dramatic, obviously. But
And do they replace them with someone in the family, or would this be that dreaded public trustee?
It probably opens a can of worms, and the family could try and come to some sort of agreement about it. And if you can't, there is a chance that it could be the public personal representative if they can't. So obviously, it just takes it out of your hands to put it in the court's hands like that. probably the drawback for you.
And Dan, in reality, public administrators, public trustees, whatever you call them, when they're appointed, what have you seen? What just typical? I mean, I might be just too down on them, but tell me typically what happens to the assets of an estate.
I mean, they're just, they have a fiduciary duty too. They also have to be protecting the estate for the beneficiaries. They can't overcharge by law, but typically, they're lawyers, so they're going to charge lawyer rates, of course. So it is going to be
expensive.
More expensive than having your sister do it.
And they can not only do they charge legal fees, but they also have friends who charge accounting fees and other friends who might do appraisal fees.
Yeah, I mean, when you say friends, that sounds a little bit more.
Well, I know, but Dan, it's the people they use, over and over.
Well, why would they choose someone different every time?
Well,
I mean,
okay.
They've got the people they like, and so I don't know. I don't know about that.
Listen,
but
I don't want to put you on the spot, right? But what I say is it's a big adulterous rape fest for funds. But that's my description. In any case, Jay, are there any questions you have for Dan McKenzie? He's an estate attorney. Go ahead.
Yeah. So nothing has been inventoried. Nothing has been given a value. Lots of things are disappearing. Is this just chaos and I should just go join it? Or my sister says you can't come in the house.
Yeah, I would do that. I mean, you should be getting some information. So what happens when a probate is opened is that the personal rep is supposed to send out information about that. Oh.
No, they said that they're not going to open probate. They don't have to. I asked them.
They do have to. They have a house, for God's sakes.
There is a house. There is a mortgage. There is a lot of stuff.
Okay, then they have to. And actually, Jay, you can apply to have that probate open. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be the personal rep, but you're an interested party, and any interested party could appeal. I mean, it has to. If the house is titled to your mom by herself without any beneficiary designation, there is no way to sell that house without a court order.
Jay, I want to ask you something. I don't think who appointed your older sister as the PR?
My mother.
In the will?
In the will.
Okay. Did you see the will?
No, they don't want me to see the will.
Dan, Jay's got a problem here. Jay, if I were you, I would open up probate. I would get an attorney and open up probate.
Dan, do that?
And by the way, they are required by law to lodge the will with her county probate court so that you can go see it. They're not allowed to sit on it and hide it from you.
Yeah, so once you open a probate, which you have a right to do, they have to lodge the will, and then your sister's going to be responsible to the courts. I think your older sister and your other sister, I think they're just trying to railroad everybody. You need to start, you need to file for probate. Let me ask you something, Dan. If the majority of siblings said we don't want that person to be the personal representative, would the will override it?
They could still object. Obviously, the person named in the will has priority, but I mean, if 7 or 8 of these people show up and say this is the wrong person, I think the court would still take that into consideration.
If you took the case, and I'm not saying you would or anything, or that you would do this, but to assure that an attorney is paid, can they put a lien on the estate if they take a case for one heir?
They could, yes. Yeah, I mean...
so in other words, if you opened up a probate, the estate would be responsible for your fees, not just Jay.
Yeah, so there is a rule saying that if you do something that benefits the estate, you can be reimbursed for that. So if you hire an attorney...
Jay, if I were you, I'd call Dan McKenzie as soon as possible and stop jerking around. His number is 833-CO-PLANS. He's local, 833-CO-PLANS. And I would do it as soon as possible. I have to take this break. More coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Audible.
A quiet drive throughout the Denver Metro as we get closer to the noon hour. Your usual brief slowdowns around the center of town. I-25 southbound showing speeds in the 40s and 50s between I-70 and Spear. Northeast of there, I-270 westbound, your usual stop-and-go traffic approaching Vasquez. Heading to the DIA area and leaving Pena Boulevard southbound, we've got some stop-and-go traffic around Tower Road. No word of an accident. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies. The rain and snow is over, at least for now. Overall high of 50 degrees this afternoon, overnight low of 25. Tomorrow warming up even more with a high of 55. The current temperature in Denver is 45 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Escape.
All right, you're next, good sir. 10 seconds.
Hear celebrity memoirs, mysteries, true crime, sci-fi, and more. Ignite your imagination with audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
GenesisTotalExteriors.com. There's a reason we refer to them. Genesis is the place to go for one-stop shop on all your storm damage needs. Now, what I mean is, if you have roofing, siding, windows, doors, decks, whatever you have, they'll take a look at it, put it all on one invoice, deal with your insurance, and you have one point of contact. That's Mark Szymanski, GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509, and that's 8509-303. And by the way, let me just explain this. GenesisTotalExteriors.com has been with us for 25 years, and you can trust them. All right. Do you know that our friends at Century RV are now Lazy Days RV, the RV authority? They're part of the LazyDays.com family. They're known as Lazy Days RV of Denver at Longmont, with an even bigger selection now of new and used RVs, fifth wheels, trailers, and then they have this service facility that serves everyone. A big, giant, new service facility. It's exit 240 and I-25 on the frontage road on east side of I-25, exit 240 and I-25. That's 303-453-1111, Lazy Days RV. It's LazyDays.com. That's LazyDays.com.
We are now officially in the Medicare annual enrollment period. The options and plans and companies can be overwhelming, and bad decisions can be incredibly
Okay.
And that's why you need to get in touch with Integrity Health Advisors.
This guy says, listen to this.
Did you see that email I sent?
Yeah, Mark, I did. And their own website talks about their partner. And if you look up their partner, they're a multi-level sales organization, period. And that partner then sends it to a fulfillment, and that fulfillment goes out and
so they're just completely 100% lying.
Even ProBid has done some of their installs. So I don't know. That's the answer. Maybe their website is outdated. You know, let's leave that open. I mean, because I don't think people would 100% lie like that.
Well, they'd be crazy.
But they have links on their website directly to the other organization. And all that organization does is collect leads and pay commissions to the roofers. They deal with a lot of roofers. And then they don't even install it. So that business then sends it to somebody else who then sends it out for installs. So you're talking about 3 or 4 different levels.
Well, once again, this assumption that
and there's
they would
no
just
service
lie like that
there's
is
no
crazy.
There's no service department. No service. They call other people for service.
God, it's okay.
I mean, Mark, like I said, if the website is out, it could be, except that I don't know. But I'll come in. Is it going to be Monday?
Yeah, send me the page where you're looking at. So
Yeah, I'm going to send you the links.
Yeah. No, send me the on their webpage.
We are.
About.
I'm going to. That link to that website. Send me that link to the page where it's talking about that. Are you sending it directly to him? Yeah, both of us.
You can find hundreds and hundreds of similar reviews at bluesky-cbd.com. Again, bluesky-cbd.com. So, if you're struggling with nagging aches and pains, or maybe trouble sleeping, and you're sick of using pharmaceuticals, you owe it to yourself to try Blue Sky CBD. And keep in mind that the promo code Dave gives you an ongoing 30% discount on all your
Stop
orders.
aching.
Promo code Dave at bluesky-cbd.com.
How about this plum crazy match made in heaven? Buy a new Carrier AC and get a new Carrier furnace free. A deal for any budget. Only from Plumline Services and Carrier. Turn to the experts. From Axelrod to Longmont, Plumline's been earning our trust since '98 with a spirit of excellence.
And then, Mark, once you dig deeper, we'll send you the link. Then you see how does Pro Power, or whatever they're called, Power, how do they handle it? And then you go in and see that they're simply multi-level. They pay you commissions. If you sign up with them, you're a salesperson and you get commissions based on number of sales. Then they turn around and subcontract to an
15
installer.
seconds here, guys.
Visit our showroom at 560 South LaPan Street in Denver. That's 560 South LaPan Street, or online at buyandbuild.net.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino. Don't forget that Ideal Home Loans is still doing home loans or refinancing or new homes. Of course, if you need to buy a new home, you still need a loan. And they will refinance you free of charge when the rates go down. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com. Okay, so Mark Conkle is with me from ProBid Energy. They are solar people who do the sales, installation, service, and everything in between. And there was a national survey on the solar business. So, Mark, not Mark Conkle, but Marc Mager, what would you say is the percentage of people in America who use solar?
I'm going to say 3%.
Oh, you're not bad. I mean, it's 7%. I thought you'd go higher. 7%. Why is that, Mark Conkle? Why is that? I think, what?
You know, there's a high point of entry, and I think there's a lot of people that don't understand that you're replacing what you're paying your electric company.
So you're not spending extra?
No, you're just replacing it, but you control your power now. You're not bound to an electric company that's going to raise your rates. You pay what you pay, and you're paying yourself. So I think it's just education, and that's what we do. We educate the client. It's not perfect for everyone.
Do you know it's split 50? I mean, 43% say they will consider it. Another 43% say they may or may not. Mm-hmm. They're lukewarm. And then 14 would not consider it. So that's a 57% people who are lukewarm or won't do it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. Now, here's the deal. Males are more prone to want it. Why is that? They understand it more? I hate to say that, but do women think it's too complicated?
I don't think so. I think when it comes to anything having to do with the home, a remodel, or the physical change of a building, the wife stamps it with their approval, but the guy generally manages the process with the solar company. And that's not always the case, but that's been my situation predominantly.
By the way, we're taking calls at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Now, there are companies out there that do just sales, and and are they multi-level sales or regular sales, or and who sells for them?
Anybody
okay.
who has a
so if I work for a company that does just sales, okay, I'm an associate.
Yes.
So let's say I'm an associate and I have a home improvement company and I want to do solar. I can sell their systems, but what is their system? In other words, is it even their system? So let's say I work for ABC Solar Sales. ABC, or you hear names like Energy or whatever. So I work for one of these.
Okay.
And I sell a system. Then what happens?
It goes through the platform of that sales organization. You use their tools.
And then that's the last time I see that homeowner.
Really?
Generally.
I get a commission on it.
You get a commission.
Okay, then what happens? Then the sales organization does what?
Well, supposedly they take that warranty over, but because they're just a sales organization, they farm any service work out, they farm the install out, so you don't know who is really installing your solar
And
system.
once they install it, they're not even your company. They're just
No.
the installer.
Yeah, they hire people from Utah up here, and they just come for the weekend, install, and they split.
So then when you need service, the company that installed it doesn't do the service.
No.
So you have the salesperson, the sales organization, the subcontractor that installs it, and then you're on your own.
Exactly. You've got a $30,000 piece of equipment on your roof, and you're not sure who to call to fix it. Now, we take care of a lot of these people. They're not our customers, but we don't want somebody to have a solar system who's not working.
No, because that's bad for the biz.
Yeah, and that's why we're doing that service offer right now for $199.
Oh, no, tell me what that is.
Yeah, $199. We will come out, we'll inspect your system, make sure it's operating at its best level, peak.
For
And if it's
$199.
$199 right now.
And then what?
If it isn't, we'll make recommendations to you on what you need to do. And if you want us to pursue it, we will. If not, hey.
So
this is
you
how
come
your
out and
system's
check
working.
through their entire system for $199.
Yep.
Working or not.
Working or not, usually we charge $250, but this is a Martino special. So if you want to take advantage of it, probidenergy.com. Give us a call.
303-623-1531. And of course, we're taking your calls on any and all issues right after this.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
A quiet drive throughout the Denver Metro as we get closer to the noon hour. Your usual brief slowdowns around the center of town. I-25 southbound showing speeds in the 40s and 50s between I-70 and Spear. Northeast of there, I-270 westbound, your usual stop-and-go traffic approaching Vasquez. Heading to the DIA area and leaving Pena Boulevard southbound, we've got some stop-and-go traffic around Tower Road. No word of an accident. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies. The rain and snow is over, at least for now. Overall high of 50 degrees this afternoon, overnight low of 25. Tomorrow warming up even more with a high of 55. The current temperature in Denver is 45 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Get big savings in big
10 seconds, buddy. You're next.
on the DeWalt 20-volt 2-tool combo kit and earn 3 times the bonus points. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 11/22, subject to change.
You know, right now, the real estate market's cooled off quite a bit, but you can still sell your house, of course, with the right people. But if you ever want to just sell it like in a day, and you don't want to do deferred maintenance, and you don't want to do tire kickers or loan approvals or anything, you just want to check, try HomeVestors, the home buying company that'll simply make you a bid. Now, I know you hear a lot of them advertising, so I say, what harm is it to call my people, HomeVestors, 800-44-BUYER. That's 800-44-BUYER.
Imagine.
That was good, Tom. Thanks. I'm glad we could educate.
Yeah, that's really educational because we're not done educating, but I like that.
Look at your text, Tom.
Okay.
Here's your cash for your next home. Orchard handles everything from there, including paint, repair, list, and show your home. And if your old home sells for more than Orchard offered you, you get the upside cash.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'm glad we're talking about this. So you're not on their website.
Who's not on there?
You're not on Red Rocks.
It's Red Rock.
The one I told you. You're on Foothills.
Oh, you said Foothills.
No, I said Red Rocks Roof and Solar.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So so that's panicked the shit out of us because this
I'm
guy's
sorry.
saying.
No, you said Foothills.
No, okay.
That's why I typed it in. Oh, yeah, right after you said it.
If I said it that because I had my script in front of me and I can't. Oh my God. Are you sure?
Hey, it's like those commercials. We can throw the yellow flag and we can actually go back.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah. Maybe I did say that.
I apologize then.
No, maybe I did, but no. I thought Red Rocks because you know what? I could have, thought Foothills. You know why? Because I'll tell you why I could have. because there's a Red Rocks church and a Foothills church.
Oh.
And I was thinking.
So, that's why I typed it in right away. So sorry. I'm glad that they.
Okay,
they
bro.
Are good for you. Good. You vetted them. I'm.
Yeah.
Just,
Mark,
Power is a nasty
false alarm.
organization. Sorry, Mark.
False alarm. That other one, by the way, it was bad news, but that's great news.
Good. Oh, and they're a SunPower dealer. SunPower's a great company.
They're a good dealer, good company. Good.
Sorry, Mark. You forgive me? No.
He doesn't. He doesn't know. He just said. But that's why I'm glad we sent it to him.
Jeez, no kidding.
Thank you. Good news. Good news. Have a chance on getting away from this slumlord. Red Rocks, it's redrocksrs.com, by the way.
Okay. Yep, I think I got the right one. So, our CRM, it goes direct to me, right? I bet this is somebody that's listening to the show.
Oh, yeah.
Send solar installation. Just got it. I'll guarantee it's from this.
Whoever produced this spot is terrible. I don't mind the song. I don't mind the sound effects, but you got the song and the sound effects in there with the voice. You got too many layers.
Yep.
It's just confusing.
Nope, I get you.
All right, 15 seconds here, guys.
KHOW is now available on multiple platforms and thousands of devices. Listen to Denver's talk station from anywhere
A stream online.
at KHOW.com. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Amy, what's going on, Amy? How can we help you?
Tom, how are you?
Good, Amy. What's going on?
So we're having a situation with Oceania Cruise Line. They're underneath the Norwegian Cruise Line umbrella. We booked a cruise with them to go to the Middle East back in 2021.
2021? Were you caught up by the COVID thing?
Well, yeah, they canceled it a few months prior to us due to COVID. And so we decided to kind of give it a year or two to kind of get COVID away from us to rebook this cruise.
Now, when they canceled back then, did you get a refund?
We did. They canceled it. We got everything back. There were no issues with that at all.
Okay.
So we decided to rebook for this December, leaving December. The cruise is due to leave December 29th from Abu Dhabi.
And that's December of this year. This is like in a month, okay? What happened?
Yes. So, well, because of what's going on with Israel and Hamas and the war extending into the Middle East.
Well, where does this cruise go? Near there?
Well, it goes to Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Sirbaniyas, Dubai, 2 different ports in Oman, Fujairah, and ending in Mumbai, India. And they've begun pulling ports
help
out.
me help me understand something, because I don't have a map in front of me, and I would lie if I told you I knew every one of those in relation to Israel. So tell me the closest you get to the conflicted area.
Well, I think the issue is that it's directly across from Iran, and there have been
Man. Yeah, I mean, and there's aircraft carriers in the water. And hold on a second, Amy. This is a good discussion, and I'm hoping they're not giving you trouble. Hang on, and we'll come back and talk about this and more. We also have, of course, solar to talk about, and anything you want to talk about. 303-713-TALK.
Woohoo!
Did you know right off the bat where those places are? Dragon?
I knew some of them.
Some of them.
Yeah, some of them.
But
vaguely.
Honestly, I'm not on her side about this, man. There's shit going on all the time.
Really? Okay.
There's so many warships out there right now. I wouldn't even go close to that place.
Plus, I don't think it's going to be an out.
What the hell? A photographer for CNN received a kiss from the head of Hamas. According to these photos, thanked him for the coverage.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the San Martino Show.
There it is.
CNN cut ties with them.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that. It was on, what the hell?
Yeah.
Whatever website.
He was pictured with a Hamas leader
not necessarily
and
employment
mastermind
issue.
of the...
It was a freelancer.
Your vacation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they don't say that in this article.
Yeah.
Nah, what is it? Fox News probably doesn't point
Let me
that
see
part
who
out.
it is. No, it's Daily Caller.
It is funny how everybody
No, I
slants
know.
and leaves
They
out
all
what's
do it,
good.
Mark. They fucking
know.
all do it.
Yeah.
They all want to piss us off. It's kind of like you sometimes.
It is crazy, though, man. That is the head of Hamas kissing the fucking guy.
Right.
That's crazy.
In fact, he did stuff with the AP as well, this article says. I mean, Tom, you'd know more about this, but when you're a freelancer, you can literally sell to the highest bidder, right? I mean, that's your job.
Well, hold on. You technically, that's right. Otherwise, if they try to restrict you, then
you'd be an employee.
That's right. But they all try to, Mark.
Yeah, wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yeah.
They all try to. Even
You know
though
what
you're a
news I
freelancer,
really
they should
like?
Never do that.
I'll be honest. My favorite news source lately, I'm in one of these moods where I'm just not even watching the news. I like TMZ. TMZ's my kind of news, man. It's laid back. You know, their headline right now is X.H. Wood, agent son arrested for murder. Dismembered body found. That's my kind of fucking headline. There's nothing political about that. A guy hacking people up.
You know, the best news source for me is BBC. They have no
Yeah,
opinion.
actually,
they have
I
no
used to
opinion.
go to
They just
BBC
report it.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Shawn Mendes. I don't even know who that is, but apparently he hit the beach in his undies. That's my kind of headline.
Wait, he's a good singer. He's a good guy.
He's just having a little fun, Mark.
Go log into my email on your PC.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on right now. Yeah, I'll show you in there is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
That's my kind of
Terrorists are donating to the squad to their campaigns.
Can you believe it?
Are they keeping it?
I don't know. I didn't read the article. I just saw a headline, which could be bullshit, but
I'm looking at a picture of Dolly Parton. Do you realize she actually looks pretty good for what is she, fucking 80, 90?
yeah, but that's not really her. It's 98% plastic. She's gone.
That's probably true.
She is probably.
I think she died already.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Hey, have you guys seen the new Saw X?
Not yet, no.
Holy shit, man.
You good?
I'm going to tell you one of the traps, okay? Is that cool, Dragon?
Go for it.
All right. So, you have to cut your skull open with like a little saw, like a bone saw kind of thing, or a drill.
Okay.
You got to cut part of your the very top of your head and remove a chunk of your brain within 3 minutes, or else your head explodes. I fucking love it.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Oh my.
That's just one of like. Let me think. There's one. The other one is the eyeball sucking. He's got these like vacuums connected to the guy's eyeball, and if he doesn't cut his legs off, it sucks his eyeballs out.
No, I could never watch that.
Saw?
Never.
Oh my God!
Saw movies?
Never.
There's like six.
Yeah.
There's like 6 good scenes in it. It's unfucking believable. I think it's one of the best Saws out there.
Nice.
It is fucking crazy.
You lose the story after like Saw 3 or whatever, but you don't watch it for the story. You watch it for the traps.
You only watch it for the traps. You know, you just said something that most people don't know. Saw is it's like Star Wars. The order's fucked up.
Right.
This one actually takes place after 3.
After 3, okay.
Or right before 3. I forget, one of the two.
Oh,
okay.
Gosh.
It's not one. It's not 1 through 10.
Yeah.
You're nuts.
But like you said, it doesn't fucking matter. You're not. There's no fucking storyline
Right.
besides the traps.
It's like watching the Final Destination movies. You just watch it for the death scenes. And how
I
intricate
love
they are.
Final Destination.
Yeah.
The roller coaster and the bridge one are my absolute favorite.
And everybody knows the log truck scene.
Oh my God, the log truck is the best too.
I don't care who you are, you know that scene.
Okay, now, do you like I Spit on Your Grave?
I haven't seen that one. I don't know that one.
Holy shit, man, the remake is unbelievable.
Spit on Your Grave.
It's just like the original black and white. These hillbillies capture and rape this chick and think they leave her for dead. She's not dead, and she comes back and tortures them each individually.
Oh, wow.
It's great.
That sounds great.
Oh my God.
And the plot's great because you want to see her get revenge.
Right. And it's a chick getting all the revenge, too. That's fantastic.
Oh, man. And the shit she does to these guys, fuck that. You can just imagine.
I didn't get much. What was it, the Hostel movies?
I liked the original. That was the only one.
It was almost too much.
Oh, my God. You pay Russians paying big money to go kill people?
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling the Tom Martino
Oh,
Show.
Mark, you must like Saw, don't you?
No, dude, I could never watch
Hey, Joe.
Oh, my God, I love Saw.
All right, hang on for me.
We
and we'll
watched
be with
that
you on
new
the
one
next
last
break,
night.
okay?
I can't watch
Hold on.
horror movies either. My wife loves them. I can't do it.
All right, 10 seconds here, guys.
Enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. That's dollar. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Watch some like
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, waterpros.net. Water systems, man. If you buy organic, you're a fool not to address your water. I mean, people worry about the food and stuff, and some take supplements, but if you do not address your water, you're crazy. Waterpros.net, the best water systems, the lowest prices, like reverse osmosis drinking water, under $1,000 fully installed. You'll never find that system anywhere for that price. Plumbers charge thousands door-to-door. People sell more. It's terrible. Anyway, waterpros.net, the best. 303-862-5554. Now, I am going to go back to this cruise thing because Amy booked a cruise. And it was canceled during COVID, got a refund, then rebooked it for this December. Now we have this conflict going on. And so the cruise is in the Mediterranean. Is that right, Amy?
No, it's we
what?
kind of we're in the Gulf of Oman and Persian Gulf. I mean, we're and then we go through the Arabian Sea to India. So
okay, hold on, Oman. Okay, I got it. Yeah. So you actually then take off from. I'm trying to find it here. So
yeah, I'm on their website. Which one is it?
Which Oceania cruise is it?
No,
yeah, I'm sitting there. It's what is it called? Like Mediterranean, India.
Oh, you're
Grand
on the
Voyages?
other side. Okay, I see where you are, but yeah. So I was thinking
The Sumptuous Arabia cruise.
I was thinking you're way far away, but you're not. I see, because you are in the. So it's basically off the Arabian Sea itself on this map I'm looking, right?
Yes.
And part of the Arabian Sea. I mean, it's a Gulf, yes, but it's part. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't cruise there. Not at all.
No, and they removed two ports in Oman that we were supposed to stop at, Kasab and Muscat, and Fujairah, and all of those areas that we're cruising to are all right next to each other. So if those areas are unsafe, they're all unsafe at this point.
So what does the cruise company say?
So our travel agent contacted them and got nowhere. So I contacted them yesterday. The reservation specialist said, I asked what our options were, and she said, well, your first option is just to, at this point in their standard policy, cancellation policy, is that we would lose 75% of what we've paid, which is near $20,000 for the four of us.
But why would you? Because it's so close. So why did you wait so long to do this?
Wait so long to...
Okay, because it just happened. You're saying because it just happened. I get it.
Correct.
You did it right after the conflict.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes, we wanted to see what was going to how this conflict was going to, erupt, and due to where things are happening in the State Department and the threat levels, we've decided that we don't feel safe as Americans traveling there.
Can you sell them?
Can we sell the tickets?
Yeah, can you transfer them?
Why, for a month?
No,
they're a month out right now, Mark. Where were you going to fly into?
Well, we were flying into Bahrain because we wanted to see Bahrain before and then fly into Abu Dhabi from Bahrain. So the issue is we said, okay, would you agree to keep all of our money and book us on this? It's a very similar cruise, going to most of the same places a year from now in December. It starts December 12th next year in 2024. We said you can keep all of our money, just transfer the four of us to that cruise. And they said, absolutely not. And I said, so you're telling us we either lose 75% of the money we've paid or we're forced to travel into an unsafe war zone, regardless of the risk. And
that's
yes.
not a war zone, technically. That's not a war zone.
It's getting there because of the fact that so many of the places near us are unsafe, including parts of some of the ports that we're scheduled to go to.
Were you still going to go? Are you still going to do any of the travel, like Bahrain or anything, or you're not going to do any of it?
No, we don't even want to go to that area. We just don't feel safe. I mean, when we're off the ship and we're on excursions in these areas, I mean, we're really not protected. And so we said we don't feel safe. We have trip insurance. The trip insurance doesn't cover this conflict and war zones.
Why doesn't it cover? Why wouldn't it cover it? The trip insurance.
That's not anything that's specified in the trip insurance.
What does it cover? For example, if you happen to get the flu.
Yeah.
It covers death. It covers you'd have to have a doctor's note that you're not able to travel due to
Deputy Doc.
But hold on, if one of you get a note, do you all get to cancel?
Well, our travel agent was a little unsure. She believed so.
How many are traveling?
Four of us. My husband, myself, my 80-year-old mom, and her partner. And so we just don't feel that this is a safe trip for any. I mean, my husband and I, we have a minor child at home. I mean, we can't. If something happens to us, this is.
But are they having cruises like they're having a lot of these cruises?
I think this is one of the few cruise lines that goes to this area, and that's why.
Where do you take off from?
Denver.
No, I meant from what port?
Dubai, Abu Dhabi. We leave Abu Dhabi, and then we end in Mumbai, India.
Wow, that's a beautiful cruise, though. If you were doing it, man, that's nice.
Oh yeah, this is why when it was canceled in 2021, I mean, we're horribly disappointed. We're horribly disappointed now. I mean, we want to go, but I mean, it's just we don't. It's not safe, and I mean, this is if they can cancel on us for residual COVID still in 2021. I mean, I would think that we should have the option to at least give us a year. And
the problem is, it's just like an airline seat. I mean, if they brought it out, they lose the revenue. No matter how you look at it, they lose the revenue. That's why they're not refunding it.
Get a letter from the State Department. It's at level 2 right now. Level 3 is reconsider travel.
Yeah, but none of these cruise ships are operated by anybody in the U.S. I mean, it's
but
not
they
like
would
it's
have
a
to
United States company.
Well, hey,
their headquarters are in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pay by credit card?
Yes.
Have you tried there?
God, she paid 3 years ago.
No, she redid it. She got a refund and redid it. She got a refund on that first one. So when did you pay this most recent payment?
Oh, the balance was due sometime over the summer, maybe August. I think was when the balance for the entire cruise was due.
And how much is the whole? You said how much was it altogether?
Well, it's about 20,000. That without airfare, just the cruise.
Now you won't get your airfare back either, and you know that, right?
We do. We booked our airfare separately, and we will get all of our money back except for $200 each one of us. And the airfare total was $18,000, so we get almost all of that back.
Wait a minute.
The cruise was about 20,000.
When you say the cruise is 20, you're not counting that 18. So you're talking about 40 grand altogether, or 50 grand?
Yes, 40 grand altogether for the four of us.
Crap. That's one hell of a vacation.
Yeah. I mean, it's the trip of a lifetime.
And, man, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I don't know what, because I don't think a call from us is going to make a hell of a difference. I mean, we don't mind calling and investigating it. I think maybe if they care about PR a little, they would do it, but who knows? I mean, we can give it a try, but I'm telling you that I think your credit card's going to be a good option, and just say, look, this is a dangerous situation. And just appeal.
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone's going to agree with you that area is dangerous. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, I kind of look at it this way. Unfortunately, if it was that dangerous, why would they put $1 billion ship at harm there? I mean, I kind of have to look at it that way.
But if they're already removing ports that are right there, I mean, all these. I mean, when we're at sea.
But what reason are they removing? How many ports are they removing?
They've removed 3 of them so far, and one of them is one of the Emirates, Fujairah, and then both ports in Oman. And so, I mean, but all of these ports are right next to each other. If those 3 ports are too dangerous,
did they say why? Did they say it's because it's dangerous?
They said due to safety concerns.
Yeah. God, that scares me then. You're right. That's crazy. Have you been over in that part of the world before?
No, my mom has. My husband and I have not.
Okay. Deputy Dollar, I would give this to call the crew just to see if he can get through to anything. Let's just try it. We'll hey, listen. I want him to call. We can't promise anything, but let's try, okay? And I'm glad you're getting your airfare money back.
Yeah, I mean, and one side note, when I talked to the reservation specialist, and she put me on hold for quite a while, came back and said, there's nothing we're going to do at this time, and I just said, well, can I talk to somebody, above you who may be able to have more pull or who can do something, and she adamantly refused to let me speak to anybody else.
Let's just see what we can do. I mean, we'll just try. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Genesis Total Exteriors, I've told you about them before, and I meant to give out their number another time last time, and I didn't, but all your exterior storm damage, they can handle in one invoice. Of course, they do home improvements now, but as well, everything outside your house, including painting and siding and windows and doors and roofing. So give them a call, 303-679-8509, 303-679-8509.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out.
I have 15 seconds here, Tom, and you got Joe. He's on the line ready for you.
Absolutely free. Explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Now, I want you to mark your calendars for November 16th, just a few days away, and it's going to be at the Sheraton DTC. You can call to reserve a seat on how to retire securely and safely, 303-779-6600. Joe Chiano's putting it on, certified financial planner. And Joe, what can we look forward to? Give us a preview.
Well, Tom, I'm really excited because the seminar is basically had to help people stop losing money. I mean, look at the stock market today. It's down again. So all I'm saying to people is that if they're concerned about keeping their money safe, this seminar is for them. We held a seminar, Tom, and you went to it on a movie theater a month ago, and we had standing room only. So those people that actually attended but have not taken the next step to safeguard their retirement, this is the time to call. And if you didn't attend for some reason, also give us a call because this is a seminar that you will never want to miss. It's totally educational. And it will help you.
It absolutely is. And the stock market is volatile. And, listen, you can make money and then lose it and take years to make up for that. MyMoneyMyWay.com is the website, but I want you to call to reserve a seat. Again, it's 303-779-6600. And you can also ask questions and talk to them as well, and we'll be there. 303-779-6600. Lazy Days RV, I love talking about Lazy Days because, first of all, they're the RV Authority, a giant organization, and now our friends from they have folded into their Century RV, and they're doing such a great job with their service facility, servicing all. So you can go up to exit 240 and I-25. They're on the frontage road, and they have a beautiful maintenance facility for all RVs. And, of course, they have the best used and new car deals. You will absolutely love them, and it's Lazy Days RV, and it's right there. And, again, it used to be Century RV. The same great people are there. They still want trade-ins. They love trade-ins because they sell both new and used. So it's just the way to go. LazyDays.com. Okay, Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney, and I hope to God you never need him. It's a terrible thing. But if you do need an attorney, Joe will give you a free consultation up front and then flat rate pricing on anything. And right now, going into this season, many people make stupid mistakes and try to calculate how much they can drink after work or at an office party, and they end up with a DUI. Even if you want to plead guilty and you've done something stupid, you need an attorney to get through the system. Joe Lazzara, Lazzara, LazzaraLegal.com, 303-429-6200. I think we're done with the cruise.
Okay.
She's gone. Hold on. Let me update.
I did. Never mind.
I gave it to Dollar.
Thanks.
779. Like, oh my God. You are like, oh my God. I'm going to take this break. We got more coming up. Denver at Longmont. Genesis. But someone is heirs 11.
I'm going. I gotta be at 2:15. I gotta be somewhere.
Okay, favorite cheese, Tom. If you could only have one kind of cheese for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Cheese.
Cheese.
Oh man, let's see. Damn.
I'd have to go with probably sharp cheddar.
I'd say cheddar has to be one of them, or Swiss.
Smoked cheddar.
Except Swiss doesn't have a lot of flavor, but
I like smoked cheddar, like you said too, man. That's good stuff.
Where do your questions come from, Mark?
Where did that come? I just had a piece of American cheese, so I had to choose.
I like American
Swiss.
cheese. Yeah.
I do too. I had Swiss, American, a couple kinds of cheddars, mozzarella, and I'm like, okay, which one I'm going to have? So I chose the American this time.
Yeah. Mozzarella would be tough just because I like pizza, and, you know.
Yeah, but mozzarella by itself is like, man, it's like nothing. I think it's one of the cheapest cheeses to make.
Mozzarella?
Yeah.
You can make it at home.
Yeah, I think it is the cheapest cheese to produce.
I've made it a few times.
But I've never, my point is I've never...
All right, 10 seconds here, guys.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. I want everyone to call with any problem you have at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Jason, what's happening, Jason?
So, kind of a long story, but I guess I should start from the beginning, obviously.
All right.
So, my employer, I work for a small business, and I am the sales manager for the company, and I've been working for him for just over a year now.
Can I ask how small? Because that's going to be critical.
They have 6 employees now. It was 7 with me.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And so I was working for him as the sales manager, was getting an hourly rate of, it was only $18 an hour. And then I was getting a percentage of sales commission. And so come the end of September, I was barely making peanuts. The agreement we had was that I would get paid commission, my percentage of commission, once the project was permitted, or he submitted the project for a permit. He was getting backed up with all the sales that I was making. So,
Jason, let me understand this. You're making $18 an hour, and you were making a commission, but you were getting paid the commission at the absolute end of the job, and now he stepped it up?
Nope. So it was $8 an hour, and then as soon as we got the job sold, he would put it. He would submit a permit for the project, and once the permit was submitted, that's when he was going to pay me the commission.
Okay, but so it was always like that.
That's how it was, and then he hired somebody new to take over the permit process. So basically, as soon as I sold the job, I was supposed to be getting paid commission.
What kind of job? But what were you selling, by the way?
It was Generac generators and solar panels and backup batteries.
Okay.
So there were decent sized sales, ranging from
were they solar? Basically, were they solar systems?
Yep. Basically, it could be like completely off grid, or it could be solar and battery.
So you guys sold solar systems, and did you guys do the installations and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, we had an install crew.
Okay, go ahead. And what happened then?
Okay, so I had a meeting with him because I looked at how much I've made year to date towards the end of September, and I said that, this isn't a living wage, and there was about $11,500 of back owed commission that he still owed me. So we agreed to move me to a salaried position, but I still reported my hours every week. And I switched to salaried position on October 1st. So now my salary is $19.25 a week because we get paid every week. So, and I was training somebody for the whole month of October, so he bumped what my base pay was going to be up to $20.
Now listen, on the salaried position of $19.25, did you also get commissions?
So in the agreement we signed, it did not say that, but in the verbal agreement we had sitting down at the table, the way he was going to pay out those previous commissions was this is how I justified my salary position. I'm like, this is how much you owe me. So if you're paying me $20 an hour now, and so 20 times 40, so if I work 40-hour week, that's $800. And then the $19.25, that's commission still owed, so you can subtract that from the amount of commission still owed, which was $11,500. So that's how I justified the higher weekly pay. And he agreed to that, and that's what he's going to do moving forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you calculated about how much you make in sales and converted it to a salary. Okay, got it.
Yep, exactly. And then the excess, was going to be squared up at the end of the year.
Well, see, that's the part that I would not get from what you told me. If you came to me and said, hey, I've been making this much money, and this is what it would amount to on a fixed salary, I want to change to a fixed salary, I would never have guessed or anticipated that in addition to that fixed salary, you want anything in excess of what you used to figure the base salary. I would have never, ever, ever come to that conclusion. And Jason, I got bad news for you. That's too complicated to be verbal.
Yep. Though that makes sense. If I agree.
I know what you're saying. You're saying that you wanted a base salary based on past performance. But if you increased past performance, you want that base salary plus commissions on the additional. Well, that's harebrained. I mean, if that's a complicated contract. And if you don't have that in writing, forget trying to get that. It's hard even explaining it to someone.
Right. No, that makes sense. I do agree. Okay, and so it still gets a little more complex from there.
Well, it doesn't matter if it gets complex. You're not going to collect on it, if that's what you're asking. I mean, okay, tell me how it gets more complex. This man just agreed basically to pay you $100,000 a year.
Just for the remainder of the year.
You mean the 1925? So, Ray, what does your contract say? Does it say you're going to get 1925 through the end of the year?
And it says performance review, annual performance review on 1/1/24.
No, that's not what I'm asking. I am asking, how do you get from $18 an hour plus commission to $19.25 in writing?
I guess I don't have it in writing, Tom.
Do you have anything in writing?
I have something from him that says this is another thing that happened. So,
what do you just tell me first, Jason, please? What do you have in writing? Just tell me that. What do you have?
Yep. So we had an employee exit discussion on the 7th. So
that's not in writing. I need to know what's in writing.
No, it's the document I'm reading right here. It's in front of me, and they want me to sign it, and I'm not going to sign it.
And what does it say?
We, the company, told the employee that we're accepting his resignation as of 11/6. Employee offered to stay on to close out the existing sales leads. The company decided to cut ties as is. The company and the employer came to an agreement that all commissions owed prior to 10/1 will be paid out in the full amount of $5,900. Any sales we have received a deposit check for after 10/1 will need to be evaluated since the pay schedule was switched from hourly and commission to salary only. The employee has agreed to email all company files on his personal computer.
Okay, Jason, that's an exit agreement. That's not in writing. I am asking you this. At the time, you had back commissions of a certain amount, and then you converted to a fixed salary. What was decided in writing would happen to the past commission, and what was decided that would happen to future commission?
So it wasn't in writing, so that's where I screwed up.
So tell me this. Then how did you get to 1925? Did you all of a sudden start getting a check for 1925?
Yes, I did.
Okay, there was nothing in writing that said why you were getting 1925.
Yes, there's an offer, a new offer letter.
Did you sign the offer letter?
Yes, and so did.
Then why did you say you did not have anything in writing? Man, listen, if you want to stick around and decide to tell me what you have in writing, I'd like to listen to you after this.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Mark Moss Show.
A quiet drive throughout the Denver metro. Folks staying inside for the cold weather. Not much activity on the roads and freeways for the noon hour. I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds into and out of downtown. Northeast of downtown through Commerce City, your usual stop and go on I-270 westbound approaching Vasquez. Drama continues out west into the high country through Clear Creek. I-70 westbound, a crash in the right lane after exit 226 for Silver Plume has stop and go traffic back from Empire. We're looking at an hour of delays. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. We braved the rain and snow for a mostly sunny afternoon today, high of 50 degrees. The current temperature is 45 degrees with your Impact Traffic and weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
The green transitions.
10 seconds time, you're up next.
Right, but who benefits from all this? I'm Mark Moss, helping you navigate the decentralized revolution. Listen to the Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know, Mark and Suzanne actually used John Fuller for a personal injury. And when I say they put the personal, Fuller Law puts the personal and personal injury and talks to you, it wasn't because he works with me. It's how he handles all clients. He had personal attention. His cell phone number, he could call or text at any time. And he helped negotiate not only the expenses, but he helped to how to use insurance for the most benefit, like the MedPay and all of that. And it was an eye-opener for Mark and Susan. And that's when Mark says, you know what? I would never use anyone else. John Fuller, you will notice the difference when you call Fuller Law. He is going to talk to you up front, free of charge, free legal advice. And then if you decide to hire him, it's on a percentage fee basis. 303-597-4500. 597-4500. You'll notice the difference. myaccidentlawyer.co. November 16th, you heard Joe Chiano earlier in the show talk about November 16th, an informational meeting on retiring with security and safely. And here's the deal. There's no hocus pocus here. It's a very simple plan. A fixed indexed annuity where it is spelled out, guaranteed in writing to return a certain amount of money, plus a participation in the upward trend of the stock market, plus a long-term care rider, plus a cost of living rider, and never to lose everything or anything you've gained so far, plus your principal, never to lose it. Why don't you find out more at this seminar, the 16th? Call to reserve a seat, 303-779-6600, 779-6600. That's 719. That's 303-660-7900. Now, That's 6,600. I'm sorry. And here's the deal. We'll be there, and you can ask all the questions you want. Okay, 303-779-6600. Simply Floors, Inc. That's a INC, by the way, for corporation. Simply Floors, Inc. is really Buddy and Karen Mitchell. They are the heart and soul, the owners. And the deal is they're also experts on floor coverings. They work with Proximity Mills, but it's their dedication to getting you the best sales experience, the best installation experience, and the best service experience for any issues that makes them tick. SimplyFloorsInc.com, 52nd and Ward, and 470 in Quebec. 2 showrooms, but you can start with a phone call, 303-731-5380. So I have this coffee place I've never heard of.
What's the name?
Sonder in Cherry Creek.
Never heard of it.
Okay, I see it right here. I got to find it now. It's off of Iliff and, well, this is, wait, it looks like it's not far from me. Let's see. This is Parker Road in Iliff. That's where I am. And this is there. There's no coffee. Where is this place? Iliff? Where, wait, Dayton? Where is this place?
What's it called?
Sonder?
S-O?
Yeah, I don't even know where this place is. Wait. Godfather's Pizza. Oh,
There's a couple.
It's right down the street from me. Wait, I'm at Yosemite and Iliff, right? Okay, so
there's one on Colorado Boulevard and one on Iliff.
Oh shit. Okay,
yeah.
Let me see which one. The invitation they sent said at Cherry Creek, Iliff, East Iliff, 9731 East Iliff. So they're coming over here from me. Okay, good. It's right down the street.
Good for you.
Okay, so I drive east on Iliff, and I get off right on Dayton and go to. I never even knew there was this place. What the hell? That's good to know.
15 minutes. Shit. 4 minutes? That ain't bad.
I gotta
get some decent coffee.
That's Fox.
You, it's time. Jesus. I'm shocked you're still doing this. I'm proud of you. I enjoy it. But you know, I mean, I always tell people if I'm not working, I'm in trouble. I mean, what do you? I'm gonna keep working. You don't golf. I mean, you don't really have a.
I have aviation and I tinker.
You do like.
I tinker. I have airplanes. I can say this. I like Stephanie.
Stephanie works pretty good too.
Yeah, she does a lot.
Documentary. I mean, that was awesome, dude.
And we have some good.
I saw it on LinkedIn. That's awesome.
All right, 15 seconds here, guys.
Services for select install dates. And ask about our bank financing. 800-362-8370 or drhi.com. Happy holidays.
630 KHAL, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Jason, here's what I think. I think your employer made a mistake too. That's why I wanted to. There's a method to my madness. You're saying you converted from commission at a certain date over to a flat rate, and there was an offer letter. Can you tell me what did the offer letter say exactly?
It's very basic.
I know, but I want you to read the whole thing.
Yep. It's pleased to offer you the following promotion from sales associate to sales manager. Following is outline of the terms discussed. Job title: sales manager. Base salary: $19.25 per week. Gas card, company gas card to be used for employee company travel only. Health insurance in accordance with employee handbook. miscellaneous company phone, iPad, and PTO in accordance with the employee handbook. Bonuses based on performance. Start date 10/1.
Okay, got it. Now listen, is that all it says?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, now Jason, I'm going to give you my interpretation of what you did. And I'm telling you that without all the cloudiness, it's going to be true.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you that you can fight this, but in my humble, and it's not a humble opinion, I'm right. And here's what happened. On October 1st, you converted to $19.25 a week. Period. And from that date forward, you're not going to get a commission. I don't care what you think was implied. However, every piece of commission that you earned up to that date should be paid to you. Have you been paid the past commission?
No.
Do they acknowledge how much commission had you earned up to October 1st?
I have that here.
Roughly.
It is probably around $9,000 to $10,000.
Well, guess what? You're owed that $9 or $10,000, but after October 1st, you're not owed any commission, in my opinion, and you're owed $19.25 a week. Is that where you're at right now?
Yep, and I follow that 100%, and I agree. And they agreed to pay out the past amount of commission due.
Good. Good.
But the way that they agreed to pay it out, the math that they did on it was they subtracted my base pay.
No, they can't. Nope. See, that's where they made a mistake. Just like you can't just, assume things, they can't either. If they're saying that money they paid you in addition to the $18 an hour should have gone to the past commission, they're full of crap because that's not what your offer letter says.
Yep, and that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, well, here's what I think. I think you're going to get your $10,000, and I think the board, the wage and hour will help you. First of all, your $19.25 is not in dispute. Any commissions you made after October 1st, you don't own, they're not yours. But everything up to October 1st, they better pay you. And if they say, oh, no, we paid that back with excess pay, where does it say that in the offer letter? I don't even know how the hell they get around that. So while you were wrong, they were wrong too. You both assume things, but the only thing that's going to count is that offer letter.
Yep, that makes perfect sense. And so what I'm waiting for is I get paid every Friday. So that pay stub, I'm curious what that last pay stub's going to show.
Well, listen, here's the good part. When you go to the wage and hour division for the state of Colorado, don't complicate it. You're going to be, the way you told it to me, way too complicated. Here's how you put in a complaint. Here's how you put in a complaint with wage and hour, okay? You were on $18 an hour plus commissions up to October 1st. On October 1st, you converted to $19.25 a week. You have no issue from October 1st onward. However, they refuse to pay the commission you earned up to that date. That is what I would tell them. And if you have to go to an attorney, you're going to get treble damages if they do not pay you. Now, here's all I want to say, okay? They're going to claim they paid you back some of that past commission in this $19.25, but that's not what the offer letter says. Nowhere in that offer letter does it say that you agreed to go to get $19.25 as and the above the amount above $18 an hour is going to be applied to past. It doesn't say that.
Yep, agreed. And it doesn't matter.
So here's the deal. You may have to hire a private attorney, but the good news is when it comes to wages like this, they're going to get their asses handed to them. Because you get attorney's fees and everything. And I would give them a little preview of it. I would tell them that. That offer letter, you can just, when you tell them that, maybe they weren't listening to you because you're demanding not only the past commission, you were demanding commissions beyond that. And you shouldn't go for that. What you should say is you should do your own exit letter saying that on October 1st, you agreed to take $19.25 a week in lieu of commissions. Okay?
Yep.
And up to that point, you had earned this much money. You expect to be paid now in lieu of future commissions, by the way. And then from that, but up to that point, you were owed this amount of money and you expect to be fully paid or you're going to sue for treble damages. Just why don't you do your own letter? And I'm telling you, man, if you have to see an attorney, you better, because I think you're both a little wrong in what you assumed, but I think you're owed more than they think you are. That's what I think. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Listen, we got a lot happening here. Stick around. Harris Family Law, as you heard on the show, has those webinars neatly indexed where you can read them, or excuse me, you can view them on a number of topics at your leisure at harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars. And of course, you can always call them at 303-515-5000.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
A couple slow spots starting to pick up throughout the Denver metro around the center of town. I-25 northbound starting to see those slowdowns into downtown between Alameda and Colfax, speeds in the 40s and 50s. North of there, I-70 westbound, your usual busy traffic between Colorado Boulevard and Washington Street. Northeast of there, of course, I-270 westbound through Commerce City, stop-and-go traffic approaching Vasquez. Out west into the high country, a recent accident, I-70 westbound after Silver Plume has been all cleared up. Slow traffic remains back from Lawson. Fox 31, pinpoint weather. We braved the rain and snow, at least for now, for a mostly sunny day today, high of 50. The current temperature in Denver is 48 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
That's a lot.
10 seconds, Tom. You're next.
Didn't it?
Our American Story
10 seconds, buddy.
episode, we'll have the story of the Edmund Fitzgerald. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
David Ellis Jewelry. It's a jewelry store, and it's in Cherry Creek at 3rd and Clayton. And I'm going to tell you something. He's been there, or he's been around 40 years, and you can trust him if you want to sell precious metals. So if you have any jewelry, whether it's junk or not, he'll pay a fair price for used jewelry. But if it's tangled messes, mismatched earrings, incomplete coin collections, broken watches, he'll buy the metal. And here's the deal. It's live and local. It's not meeting someone from Craigslist. It's not sending it off to someone on the internet. It's DavidEllisJewelry.com, 2640 East 3rd Avenue, 303-322-8779. All right. So Harris Family Law also does estate planning. That's in conjunction with a divorce or not. This is something a lot of people may not know, but yeah, they do estate planning as well. So if you need a will, a trust, if you're facing probate or not, if you want to avoid probate, harrisfamilylaw.com. Now, here's something I like about their estate department, of course. They can help you plan ahead for a prenup, a postnup. If you're going through a divorce, they can adjust your estate plan all in-house. harrisfamilylaw.com, 303-515-5000.
Lost in the health insurance maze? Don't go through that alone. Integra Insurance will be your guide and they'll save you money. I'm consumer advocate Tom.
Hey, Tom?
Yes.
Are you done with Jason?
Yeah, I told him what to do, and I think I'm done with him. Yep, I am.
Okay. Thanks for calling, Jason. I hope that helped. We used to have a few employment attorneys on the referral list. I don't think we currently have one, but you could definitely, I would Google it and maybe find one that way.
Tubbs. He's a narcissist.
Oh, that's good. Indeed, yeah. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Take care. That just sounds so gross, nose irrigation.
Yeah.
Trust drug-free Navage so you can breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage. N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Great brand for real estate agent with RE/MAX Alliance. He is a certified negotiation expert, and he knows how to aggressively market your home. With our specialized marketing knowledge, we aggressively implement the most advanced, innovative, and proactive marketing plans you will find anywhere. For all things real estate, do not hesitate to call 303-920-6222 or get tips online at greatbrandrealestatebank.com. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean top messes off my stove top and bathtub. And then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like junk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Exergen thermometers are a top choice of medical professionals at highly ranked hospitals across the U.S. With kids back at school, keeping them healthy is important. Make Exergen thermometer the chosen thermometer for your home or business to check for fever, where accuracy matters. When measuring temperature at home and at work, use an Exergen thermometer to keep your family and colleagues safe. Available at Walmart and other participating.
I was checking out that Oceana Cruises, man. They got some nice shit. Did you know Tom Leland's doing a cruise deal with listeners?
I know. I did one. I'll never do it again.
Yeah, it's no good, huh?
Oh, God, I hate cruises. Ours was Puerto Rico and around that area.
There's some riverboat stuff that's
15
really
seconds,
nice.
guys.
Yeah, that I would do. Well, I
Exactly do they want Israel to do? I mean, your university's anti-Semitism was ridiculous. Enough is enough. I mean, this is not the America that I grew up in.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. ProBit Energy's with us, by the way, and we're going to get back to that. I have a few solar questions, and we talked about misconceptions of solar. But Ted, you need advice on trading in a car and leasing, yes?
Yes.
Tell me what the situation is. You want to lease a car?
Okay. I'm on Social Security, and a third of my Social Security goes to my car payment. And I've been paying on it for a little over 2 years.
How many a year loan do you have?
I think it's 72 months.
Oh, my God. You're buried. That car, you owe more than it's worth right now. What kind of... how much do you owe?
$23,800.
And what kind of car is it?
A Jeep Compass Trailhawk.
Yeah. Do you think you can sell it for what you owe?
I don't know. I haven't tried that yet.
Well...
Because I look at dealers online to lease, but then you need $4,000 to get into the lease and stuff, and I don't have that kind of money.
Hey, you're trying to lower your payment. Is that your goal?
Right.
Okay. How's your credit?
Payments are $5.
How's your credit?
I'm around 580, 570.
Terrible for leasing. You're not going to be able to lease.
No, not 5. I'm sorry. 770 or 780. Sorry.
Okay. Well, of course you can. Now, that's way good. How old are you?
72.
Okay. So, I'm wondering what your car's worth. What year is it?
21.
A 2021 Jeep. And what model was it?
The Compass Trailhawk.
Trailhawk. Okay. 2021 2020. And what do you think it's worth?
I don't know.
Were you told at all what it was worth?
No, I haven't contacted anyone yet.
It's about, well, he has a 2021. How many miles on it?
28,300.
How much money you think? About 24,000. Listen, if you can sell it for what you owe, that's what you should do. You should just get out from under it. Then you should try to get a new car on a special deal. There's some special deals coming out again. And then just lower your payment. Just get a much cheaper car. Because what is your interest rate right now?
4.8, I think.
Yeah. That's what I would do. That's where you start. Hold on.
Do you have pain in your knees, hip, or back?
This guy's buried. I mean, not buried. He's not. He's not buried on that car. I think he can sell. I'm trying. Okay. My HOA wrote to me. And I just don't get it because they said that. They said that they could. My HOA said that they could see my trash from the streets. There's no way they can. I don't even understand what the fuck they're talking about. No one can. I think they have the wrong address. I really think they have the wrong address. I mean, because I can't even. No, I know. I think I'm trying to find. It's so weird that I'm going to go online. They wrote me up and said, not a big. It wasn't really threatening. It just said, hey, you got to move your. And I went all over. You can't. They're behind the gate there. One time they sent me a warning letter about a dead tree on my house in front of my yard. Except they handle all the trees and shrubs. And I said, yeah, I said, I don't understand. And they go, oh yeah, you're right. And I said, okay, so that's why I've lost kind of. I mean, I think sometimes they just have people saying shit and they don't know what they're saying. I don't know. I'm going to log on here and see. I'm just going to log on and see One time it was the hardest thing to pay my dues because I have it set up on auto pay. And I said, just fucking take the money. I mean, they kept... Okay, I'm going to see what it says here.
You can take yourself from unemployed and uncertain to empowered and prepared for what's next. Find your path to a new career today.
Oops. Let's see. Here, so where would I see my notices? I have a... Okay, don't see it. Is where schools move. When they have a place for violation, it's not even here. Come on, goddamn. Communications. No. There's nothing. I got an email the other day and I answered it, and it took me here, I guess, to answer it, I thought, but management there, but I don't know anything. Okay, that's not it. I don't get it.
Northeast of there, of course, I-270 westbound through Commerce City, stopping the traffic approaching the Vasquez. Out west into the high country, recent accident, I-70 westbound after Silver Plume has been all cleared up. Slow traffic remains from Lawson. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, we brave the rain and snow, at least for now. For a mostly sunny day today, high of 50. The current temperature in Denver is 48 degrees. For your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 6:30 a.m.
At Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale, better sleep and unmissable deals are a sure bet. Save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic and score a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Plus, get your new bed with fast and free delivery. Don't miss the Black Friday sale at Mattress Firm.
Slow drains need some messy backups. Get help from Plumbline Services. Just $93 or free. It's a plum crazy deal. If they can't clear your drain for just $93, the call is free, but you also get a complete diagnostic report. Or just call for a free second opinion on any drain estimate. From the people with faith and ethics, putting honesty first. Service at home, servants at heart. PlumlineServices.com. That's PlumlineServices.com. Are you confused about Medicare, Part A, B, the student, or Medicare Advantage? And your prescription drug coverage? How are you too rapidly coverage? Having gone through this, I'll tell you what I did. I rely on Integra Insurance for the right answers. It's that simple. Integra Insurance. They'll help find the best plan for you and never get charged. Online at IntegraInsurance.com or 303-466-55. Health insurance made simple and smart at 466-55.
Address hair loss with the same simple one-way treatment I received at AdvanceCare.com.
Denver's Talk.
15 seconds, guys.
Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. That's check. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We were talking to Ted, and Ted said, I want to lower my car payment. So, Ted, you were talking about leasing a car. You have good credit and all that, but don't ever trade your car in on a lease. It's not going to work. They're going to steal the trade. Don't worry about it. But in your case, you owe enough that if you could trade it and get rid of it, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea. But I don't think you want to do that. I think what you want to, because they're not going to give you enough money on that trade and you're going to end up with negative. I think what you ought to do is just sell that Jeep because it's a desirable car and you have low miles and you don't, surprisingly, on a 72-month loan, you owe how much left, did you say?
23.8.
I think you can sell it for just what you owe on it. Then you have to decide how to get transportation. And I think you could, with your credit, get zero down and get a lower payment for a lower priced car, possibly a Hyundai or a Kia. I mean, if you're asking for recommendations, what was your original question? Like about trading your car?
Yeah, about trading my car to get into a lease. But with the lease, you need to put $4,000 down or something.
You're not going to get you're not going to get $4,000 of equity on your car.
Right.
So it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You can sell it though. And you may want to try. Okay. You may want to call Rodney over at JFR Cars. Why don't you call him and have Rodney look at your car and see if he can trade that. He might be able to trade it for a lesser priced car and get you lower payments. In fact, even if it's slightly used, if you work with them, you won't be cheated. In fact, I don't know why I didn't think about that to begin with. Let's get Rodney on, will you? Hold on, Ted. Let's see what Rod has to say about this. ProBit Energy, we have Mark Conkle. They do, of course, sales, installation, service, everything in between. And they do a battery backup system with the solar system and everything included for, after credits, 21 grand. Now, you say it's 4,800 kilowatts, 5,000 kilowatt battery backup. What can 4,800 kilowatts, and that's an incredible price, but what can it operate on the 4,800?
I'd say your average size 2,100 square foot home would probably handle that.
Really? Would serve all of its needs?
Yeah, I think so. Once you get to a 3,000 square foot home, you're kind of looking at maybe a little bit bigger system, maybe a 7 kilowatt system.
And it depends, of course, on what you use.
Yeah, if they have an EV charger, if they have heat pumps and things like that, that's going to be a little bit bigger system. But, you know, we'll honor the same per kilowatt rate. A lot of people, after we brought this up on your show last time, checked in, and most of them wanted a bigger system or didn't want the EV station because they don't have an EV car. We'll accommodate you how you need to be accommodated.
And adjust the price accordingly, of course.
Absolutely.
Okay, and as far as equipment, are there any bad panels that we should stay away from? I want to be straight up about it. Have you come across panels you think people should avoid?
Not really. Everybody's offering tier 1 panels, monocrystalline.
What does that
panels.
mean, tier 1?
They're top of the top panels. There's Q-Cells, Silfab, V-Sun. There's a variety of panels that are great panels. We don't run into anybody very often anymore selling junk. They're just not, not selling it, yeah.
There's a new trend in roofing I want to get to.
Yeah.
Photovoltaic shingles.
Yeah.
Now, before you mention anything, I do want to say that the technology is real and it's solid.
Yep.
And I don't see a big downside, but I think you were shaking your head no a little. I want to talk about photovoltaic roof shingles and how they work coming up. But we have Rod right now. Rod, are you there from JFR Cars?
Yes, sir.
Rod. So Ted's got a situation I wanted to, because I don't want him to get ripped off. A third of his paycheck, of his Social Security check, he says goes to his car payment. He's trying to down his car payment. He has a 72-month loan at about 4.5%. What is your payment, Ted?
$520.
Your payment's $520. Okay, now here's the deal. He has a 2021 Jeep. Not a bad model. Which model is that again? It was the Ted?
Compass Trail.
Yeah.
Compass Trailhawk.
Compass Trailhawk with only It's a 21, but it only has 21,000 miles on it, I think you said. He owes about
28,000.
Yeah, he owes about 24,000 on it. He owes about what retail is, I think. I'm not sure what you think, Rod, but
that's what it sounds like. It's about retail. I'm driving right now,
Yeah.
so I don't have all of it, but it sounds like that's what that would value be, since
Yeah.
it's the trail hot.
But what
package.
he'd like to do, he'd like to be able to get in a cheaper car with a lower payment, even if it's slightly used. He's 72. He doesn't drive that much. So what I was thinking, first of all, Ted, you should have never been sold that other car anyway. I don't know why you agreed to it. For a 72-month payment at that much money, why did you agree to that?
I'm kind of an impulse person, so.
Okay. So here's the deal. I believe that payment, that car could be sold, and maybe Rodney could work out a deal where he could try to sell that for you and then work on getting you a used car. And he has credit, Rodney, of about 750 or something like that.
Yeah,
he should
770.
770. He should be able to get a zero down loan, right? Do you think, on a car?
Yeah, he should be, but it's got to be based on some of the new car prices, unfortunately.
Well, no.
And that might
Who
hinder
says he has to get a new car? How about slightly used?
I don't see anybody that's going to give you 0% financing on a used car.
I'm not talking about 0%. I'm not talking about zero. I'm talking about no money down financing.
Oh, okay, yeah, and that's easy to be done.
Yeah,
The other thing
with
I
his
like to
credit
suggest-
score, I was thinking if he gets a reasonably priced vehicle, that's a good solid vehicle with no money down, he might be able to, even if he has to take a 5-year loan, he could get his payments down.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah, we can definitely. Does he? He doesn't obviously have a second car, then, right?
Yeah,
Ted,
my wife has a car, so.
Your wife does have a car?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Okay, so we could put it on consignment and get you out of it that way, or we can convert that from a loan to a lease, and now you would only pay a portion of what you're paying.
Wait a minute. On a used car, you can do that?
Yes.
Really? So, but even if it's a 21?
Yeah, even if it's a 21. I got 3 credit unions that will do a used car lease, and because of the low miles and because it's only 2 to 3 years old, we can do a used car lease. And if it's a good car and he's happy with it, that'd be a nice way to bring down those payments. And
at the end, he could buy it if he wanted to as a used car.
Right. Exactly.
That's a great option. So his payment is $500. Did you say $520? Did you say, Ted?
Yeah, it's $517, but I paid $520.
Yeah. So okay. So I think that you could probably get that lower, yes, on a lease, because he'd only be paying for the depreciation.
Right, and even with the lease, believe it or not, what people don't understand with the credit union, it's a pretty simple process. You can convert it at any time to a regular loan, believe it or not, and you do buy down that principal.
That is something that we have to keep in mind in the future. In fact, Ted, what I'd like you to do is just give Rodney a call for the hell of it and see what they can do for you. I mean, here's the deal. If he can't do a good deal for you, Ted, he'll be the first one to tell you. But I trust him not to rake you over the coals. God, there's very few dealers you can say that about. So anyway, his number is 303-520-6839. It's JFR Cars. Just do that. Let me know how it goes. And Kachina, make sure he got that number so we have it, 303-713-8255. Then we're going to talk about photovoltaic roof shingles, which means you have a solar system without having panels on your roof. The roof actually becomes the solar panel, but a different kind of, well, not a different kind. It's a photovoltaic, but you don't have the big panels. We'll talk about that coming up. And that's, I want to tell you now about One Clear Choice Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, you need a specialty company and one authorized by most manufacturers to do their factory work. Most garage door companies don't have that. One Clear Choice Doors does. And by the way, all of their prices, they're so proud of what they do. They're the only ones that put all of their prices on their website. And they do 24/7 service, 24 hours a day for emergencies if you can't get that door closed. 720-370-3987. And that's oneclearchoicedoors.com.
Pure Talk, America's wireless company, is on a mission to alleviate $10 million in military debt by Veterans Day, but they're going to need your help. Now, Pure Talk will donate a percentage of every new order to this great cause. When you make the switch, they make it simple, fast, and easy to their super fast 5G network. Talk
10 seconds, Tom. You're next.
Do it right now. Dial pound 250. Say the keyword save now. Make the switch to Pure Talk, and you can help a military member in need.
Let's talk Keelan Park, because that is a very important step in your life, an estate plan. No matter what age you are, or if you haven't looked at your estate plan in a while, you may need an update. Keelan Park can do it. Keelan Park are attorneys serving the metro area. They both have an E on the end of the name, so it's Keel and Park. And I'm going to give you contact information, and you should call them. They can do simple wills right away. If you have a business, they can consult you on passing on your business, either if you want to sell it, have your estate sell it, or you want to give it to your heirs, kids, whatever. 970-818-8198, lawkp.com. They handle each and every aspect of an estate plan. And if you have to go into a trust, they can do revocable trusts or irrevocable trusts and help you fund them and help you manage those. They're full service when it comes to estate planning. 970-818-8198. Speaking of full service, you'll never get better service than Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I don't think I've ever found a better person ever in business, and he super serves. You'll think you're his only customer. Now, he's with Remax Alliance, and he has what he calls Team Duran. So he has a team for buying and a team for selling, but he looks over each and every deal, negotiates each and every deal, and you will deal with Frank and his team, and Frank will assure you that he gives you his best and will never hold you to a long-term contract because he wants to earn your trust every day. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. If you go to Cherry Creek at 3rd and Clayton, you'll find a black awning there. That's David Ellis Jewelry. I've known David Ellis probably the entire 40 years he's been around. And I'll tell you what, David does things very simply at his jewelry store. If you bring in precious metals, whether it's in a bucket because it's junk, tangled messes, mismatched earrings, broken watches, coin collections, he'll weigh it and pay it. Of course, he also buys vintage or used jewelry, antique jewelry. All you have to do is visit him at 3rd and Clayton. Or, of course, you can always call first, 303-322-8779. How much time do I have?
3.
Orchard pays you the upside when your old sell your home? I know I would. Learn how to get paid twice and get a free valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
In your new RV, any shape, size, or price range at LazyDays.com. The RV Authority. Multiple locations nationwide for your convenience, warranty work, repairs, maintenance, and service, including the new Century RV of Denver at Longmont, formerly Century RV, at I-25 and exit 240 south a half mile on Frontage Road. Largest selection of new and used RVs, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and motorhomes, plus high-tech maintenance facilities. LazyDays.com. LazyDays.com.
iHeart Christmas on the free iHeartRadio app is your commercial-free holiday soundtrack. Plus, find dozens of Christmas playlists and other commercial-free stations for every occasion. Just search Christmas and discover it all now on the iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Your pet isn't just a pet. They're part of your family.
Yo.
Most of the pet food on the market is cooked at high temperatures, which kills nutrients. A scoop of Dynamite is a 3-in-1 daily supplement, adding back key nutrients to your pup's health. Try Dynamite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at DINOVITE.com/radio. That's Dynamite.com/radio. Healthier with everybody.
Sleepy
What's up,
time.
Jazzy? Favorite commercial, Dragon?
They've layered it too much. There's too much going on. So now you start the background noise, the sound effects, and it drowns out the music. So now it's just muddled. So what the hell is this sound? Oh, now you're back to the song. All right, it's a good song. I like the song. It was in that one cool movie.
This report is sponsored
There was a
by
spot last
Mattress
night
Firm.
during Broncos Country tonight where it was like people arguing over what dinner they wanted. It was a lot of different voices, and I wasn't listening fully. So then for a second I thought someone had
Somebody's
turned
mic's
the mic
on.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, it's just an annoying spot of people arguing. I was like,
Yeah. It's so stupid. Maybe it's just us because we're professionals.
That's probably it. I think that's it. Yeah.
There you go.
10 seconds, guys.
Your trusted local fiduciary advisors, TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Mark, what about it? Photovoltaic roofing.
Yeah, it's out there and it's GAF certified, all that stuff. The challenge is with solar, like anything, is roof space and angles of the roof, and if there's shading on that portion of the roof. You want to focus on the southern, eastern, or western sides of the roof, and the eastern, western because of time of use.
So you would put the solar ones there and the regular ones elsewhere.
On the flip side. But they're not efficient enough yet. I mean, they're not quite efficient enough to power a home completely.
You don't think? No? I mean, I don't know. But
they're not,
have you guys looked into it?
Oh, yeah. We've actually looked into it. And once you do the design, you just come to understand that the price.
Okay, so you're saying for the amount of roof space you have, so are you saying square foot by square foot you get more energy out of a panel?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
For sure.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I mean, I wish I knew the science behind it. We have people look into it. We've done some cost comparisons. It's fairly expensive to get done. I think
it's like 4 times the cost.
Yeah,
4 times the cost of what, Mark?
Solar panels.
Really?
Yeah. It'll get there. It's going to get there. Everything's getting smaller and more efficient in the world.
Have you looked into that, Mark? Is that why you know that?
No, when you brought it up, I started looking into it. It's literally, if solar's going to be $20,000 on your house, the roof is going to be $100,000. It just doesn't seem to make any sense.
It can get pretty spendy. So,
yeah,
I think it'll get there.
Now, what about panels? Are there any new things coming out with panels?
You know, what they're doing with panels now is they're just increasing the wattage that's available to be captured. I just read an article the other day in Solar PV Magazine about a panel that they've designed that has an efficiency of up to 39%, which is remarkable.
What does that mean, 39% efficiency?
So right now, panels are anywhere from 24 to probably 28 efficient.
What does that mean? Does that mean that for the 100% sunshine on it, it only harnesses
I think so. I wish I understood that better, and should. Shame on me, but I think that is really what it is. But that's increasing over time too. So you got panel wattage that's going up, then you've got efficiencies that are going up. So it's all going in the right direction.
And what about batteries? Are they all lithium ion or what?
Pretty much. There's some new technology.
Are they safe to have in your home?
Yeah, they're safe. I mean, you have to take care of them. They're a lithium battery, just like the cars.
And what's the lifespan on a battery system?
If you take care of it, 10 to 15 years. So it's a tough ROI.
How do you take care of a battery?
You know, batteries have to be charged and discharged. They have to be managed. You have to use them. You have to just like any battery. And if you manage it properly, especially with what Excel's doing with time of use, you can make a battery discharge into your home to power your home when rates are the highest. And then overnight, you can power it when rates are the cheapest or charge it back up with your solar the next day. Now, if you manage a battery that way... Oh,
you can actually charge your battery with the grid?
Absolutely.
Oh, so you charge it with lower power and use it for higher... Well, hold on. If you just had a battery system, period, and I'm not suggesting people do this, but theoretically, if you had a battery system, not a solar system, and all you did was charged up overnight and used it during peak, you'd save some money.
Absolutely. We're doing that with some customers right now.
Wait a minute. Now, hold on. Do you get tax credits for battery systems?
30% tax credit.
Hey, Mark, did you ever consider that? Think about that. Just the battery alone, not a solar system, just batteries that you use only to charge up with cheap electricity and then discharge during the high times of the day.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Not a bad idea.
No, I think it's an incredible idea. Yeah. I never even considered that. How much are batteries alone?
You know, in-phase 10K battery, which we specialize in, is around anywhere from 16.5 to 19.5, assuming no additional electrical work's going to have to take place.
And that's then plus, then you get to subtract credits from
30%.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So if I can get batteries for 15 grand, what do I end up paying net?
Net 30, it's 3 grand, what? 1,500 plus 3, 4,500 off that 15 grand, right?
Wow.
Right. Not a bad deal. And we do that.
Yeah,
and there's
so
some
about
other
10,
batteries.
About 10 grand, basically.
Yeah. There's some other batteries that we're using, Franklin batteries, and there's some technology that our owner Jesse's involved in that should be available in about a year that reduces the price of that battery and they're more efficient.
And battery backups would be good for let's say, instead of having a generator. How long could you run a house though on a good bank of batteries?
It depends on what you're
obviously
you're
what you're using.
But you could put a 20 kilowatt battery in, it'd probably run your whole house.
For how long?
During the time you need to, probably from 1 to 7 p.m.
Wow.
And that's when we're getting charged the most for our electricity. When you want to keep
I have never ever thought of that before, just using batteries alone to manage power.
You bet.
Because you're getting it cheap, but you're not using it.
Right.
And I don't even think utilities would care.
Well, they
don't. In fact, I think they encourage off-peak use.
Well, Excel actually has a program if you want to enroll your battery where they can take power from your battery 100 times during the year to
augment the system.
Support the grid. I don't think it's a great deal for the homeowner right now, personally, but some guys are doing it.
Technically, I foresee a time, really, when all houses will have to be solar with batteries.
Absolutely.
And that the grid, you are all going to be co-op owners of a grid, of the grid. So if you're Excel, you're part of the Excel grid. If you're whatever, you're part of a grid. And that grid you're an owner, and you sell and buy from that grid accordingly, and they take and they give. I mean,
I hope we get to that.
Think about that. Then you have way more efficiency, way more cost sharing, way more. I mean, and you have less power plants, and theoretically a better for the environment.
What Excel's trying to do is still control your power. They're building their own power plants with solar grids and wind farms because they're a publicly traded company. They're going to want to make their money for their shareholders still. So they want that control. And hey, look, we all use Excel around here. But I think Denver City County's come up with some pretty cool programs lately that is going to push people to put solar on any new build. And there are incentives for commercial buildings for solar and batteries as well.
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, I go to a gym several times a week, and I have equipment in my house, not as much, of course, but basic stuff that I use. But I like the social. I like getting out there. They also have a lot of stuff that you can use, and I just like it. But there's a trend developing that I want to get somebody's opinion about at the gym. And everyone who goes to a gym, you have to have noticed it. Unless I'm the only one. It's a trend that is very troubling. And it extends your workouts from an hour sometimes to 2 hours. And it's a trend. I just want to talk about it. Plus, I'll take any of your calls at 303-713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Some slowdowns on the south end of town to occupy your early afternoon commute. I-25 northbound. We've got reports of a hazard on the road. No word of specifics between Arapahoe Road and Orchard. Watch out for slowing there. East of there, Parker Road northbound. A crash in the right lane after South Chambers Way has stop-and-go traffic back from Broncos Parkway. Watch out for a couple minutes of delays through the Foxfield area. Otherwise, a pretty standard drive throughout the Denver Metro. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies. Looks like we braved the snow and rain, at least for now. High of 50 degrees this afternoon, overnight low of 25, tomorrow high 56. The current temperature in Denver is 48 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
All right, 10 seconds, buddy. You're up next.
Of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll have the story of the Edmund Fitzgerald. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
RenewHomeInnovations.com. They'll get you beautiful showers at extraordinary prices. And here's the deal. They'll do it in 2 or 3 days, like stone systems that look like real stone on the walls, but no maintenance, and glass block or glass sheets, and no shower curtains needed, no thresholds. It's big, rectangular, beautiful shower. And you have 72 months to pay with no interest. They're the finest looking showers. Listen, this is not an insert. This is a real built up, custom made shower. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000. Okay, Integra Insurance is someone we need absolutely, positively for everyone. It's open enrollment, which means you have to buy health insurance, or you don't get to buy it during the year. Now, Integra will help you find the right plan for your family or for yourself, whether you're an individual who needs tax credits or not. And they can also help you with supplements for Medicare or even Medicare Advantage. And if you are eligible for Medicaid, they can help you there. It's an all-inclusive, one-stop shop making health insurance simple and smart, and they are good people, and you don't pay any more going direct, so you get these services free. 303-466-5500, 303-466-5500. Watch Harris.
Laws, informative and complimentary webinars, live and recorded concerning all family law issues. It's Harris
I've been freezing all morning. Yes.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. Don't let bad weather stop you from reaching your fitness goals. That's where Fitness Gallery can help. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose, from the safety and comfort of your own home. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We have great financing.
Remember Carla Schaefer? Used to work with her? Carla?
Carla?
Good looking gal. It's a while. She and I remained. She moved me 5 years to Ohio State. We got married about 2 years ago. Baby.
Carla, yeah.
We're not just here to sell you something, we're here to help you achieve your goals. Please visit one of our 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins, or go to fitnessgallery.com. Thanks, and hope to see you soon.
Oh my God.
Reaching out to her, she's pretty. Sent her a note. She said, I think she's trying to get her families here. I think she's trying to get sorry to say, oh yeah, I remember.
Carla Schaefer, I wonder if she's on LinkedIn. That's sad.
Oh gosh.
Is it SCHAF?
I think it's H. And I'll tell you.
CARLA?
Yeah, Carla L. SHAFFER.
Director of Development. Wait, does she look? Yes,
Yeah.
I recognize her.
She's a looker.
I recognize her now. She works at Ohio State.
Yeah, she's.
God, what a sad story.
Fuck, it's terrible. Her family is huge. So she's, you know, she's at the right place.
God. Matthew Montez. Connection. Remember Matthew?
I don't care for him.
This is not just a job or a career to me. This is my passion. Frank Duran with Remax Alliance. 26 years of proven credibility. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. 303-920-1622.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. Jim, what's your question? Hello, Jim.
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
My son recently moved into a house. They're totally off-grid. They're up in Wyoming. So their primary is solar panels with an emergency diesel backup generator. As they're getting familiar with the system, it seems like he said the generator is kicking on when the battery's at 70% of their output. And that seems like that's cutting on pretty early. And I just wanted to know what your guest thought about that.
What kind of battery is it?
It's lithium.
Is
a
it,
set of them. I think there's 8 of them.
Okay. Do you know the brand?
I sure don't know.
Auto start generators usually kick on, I thought, at like 30 or 40%. Why?
Yeah, it's really how you have it set up.
They're all in the settings, by the way.
Yeah. So the generator kicks on when the battery drops down to 70%.
That's too high.
It's too high. It doesn't make sense.
Hey, Mark, when does your
That's what I
auto
thought.
start kick in? Is Mark there?
I don't have an auto start. What
Yeah,
do you mean?
do. On your motorhome, you do. What percentage?
Well, it doesn't really matter because I can set it. I can
That's
tell it
right.
when
That's
to
right.
come
But
on.
what do you
I don't
have it
know
set
what
at?
it's set on. I don't know.
I think it defaults to I thought it was 30%.
I'm always plugged in, so I have no idea really.
What I would do is probably look at the settings. He should have an app for both the battery and for the generator. If not, go ahead and call in to us at 303-623-1531, ProBid Energy, and maybe we could get someone to troubleshoot that without having to go out there. Where is this located?
They're up in Wyoming, west of Cheyenne, generally.
I think I would have them check their settings. Who installed their battery? And
I should have had all that information, but I tuned in today and heard you were on. So
have him call.
He had
have him
just
call
brought
his
that up
installer.
with me this morning.
Have him call his installer. They should be able to tap into his system. We probably can't. Now that you say that, so I would have him call his installer, have him tap into the system to see what's going on, but have him look at his apps first. There should be apps that he can control that from himself.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you very much for calling. And listen, that's probidenergy.com. So this trend in gyms, okay. Mark, you go to yoga and stuff, but you don't go to a gym, right, where you do a circuit, right?
Nah, the funny part is we bought a membership and haven't used it. Just go to the yoga studio.
Anyway, I'm not going to mention my gym right now because I don't want to. It's not them, although they're not doing anything about it. But there's a troubling trend I'm finding. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Is it old guys walking around naked?
No, that's always happened. Mark, but listen, and seriously now. So I work out, every group, right? Muscle groups, and you do sets, right? Sure. And I'm used to people, if they want to rest, 30 seconds to a minute in between. I mean, that's really, I don't care if they sit there and rest. But they don't do that anymore. What they do is they do their biceps, let's say, or their pull downs, lats, whatever, okay? Then they sit there on their cell phone for 5, 6, 7 minutes, checking text, talking, browsing the internet, watching a movie. And I think to myself, and I'm standing there, and I get so pissed.
Oh, yeah.
I started taking pictures of people just so I could prove it to the club. I swear to God, I timed. There were people on a machine for 40 minutes on a machine because they get there and they do a few, then they look at their phone or they take a call or they browse or they text. And how did you know? You picked up your phone. You knew what I was going to say. I can't be you notice. I get so sick and tired. I want to move from machine to machine. Yeah. Hey, bro, if you want to stay there and rest and for 30 seconds, a minute in between your sets, fine. But after that, don't be sitting there and then people come up and start talking to you and you start talking and then you're on your phone. And you might think, Mark, this is I'm talking about Marc Mager now. You might think, well, what the hell is he getting so upset? I mean, it really does affect your workout because I like to get in and out of there in an hour to 90 minutes. This extends, this is like BS. You walk around and you can't sit down on a machine because someone's sitting there reading their phone. Did you notice that on your own?
My son lifts weights and he'll be gone for 2.5 hours. I'm like, where you been? He goes, well, I've been lifting. I'm like, nobody can lift weights for 2.5 hours.
Right. Did he tell you that
the phone thing. He's got a friend he lifts with, and the kid gets on the phone all the time in between sets.
And I'm wondering what the hell is going on.
There's got to be a no phone zone. Your club has to have it. They just got to say no phones. If you're going to work out, work out.
So I'm thinking to myself, okay, what can you do about it? So I talked to the club and I said, listen, man, I don't want to single anyone out because most everyone does it. But can't you put a sign up? No, don't use your cell phone. I'm not talking about listening to music, okay? And I don't care if you're sitting there in between for a minute while you're resting, if you change your song, okay, or your stream. I don't care. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about 30 seconds or a minute. I am literally talking about 5, 6, 10 minutes in between your sets. And these people, I mean, they fall in love with the machine, with their phone, with their friends, and they make it terrible for everyone. And meanwhile, you want to get in and get out. I don't understand it at all, and it sucks. I can't believe that clubs put up with it. And the more people you have, the more backups you get. And it's like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. And a few times I've said, I couldn't take it. I said, are you done? Oh, no, I have another set. And I said, well, you're on your phone. Yeah. How about I can work in there? I'll rip off 100 reps in no time, but leave me alone and let me do it. And I don't know. It's just something that, and yeah, it is worth getting worked up about, because time is our main commodity.
Absolutely.
I mean, really. So I sit there, I want to get it. Like I said, you do your thing and you're there. And I don't care if people listen to music, none of that. I'm not talking about that kind of cell phone use. Yep. But I would think that clubs would want to. But I wondered if I'm the only one who notices this, or has anyone ever been frustrated when they work out? Or maybe you're one of the offenders. I don't know. 303-713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's.
Some slowdowns on the south end of town to occupy your early afternoon commute. I-25 northbound. We've got reports of a hazard on the road. No word of specifics between Arapahoe Road and Orchard. Watch out for slowing there. East of there, Parker Road northbound. A crash in the right lane after South Chambers Way has stop-and-go traffic back from Broncos Parkway. Watch out for a couple minutes of delays through the Foxfield area. Otherwise, a pretty standard drive throughout the Denver Metro. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies. Looks like we braved the snow and rain, at least for now. High of 50 degrees this afternoon, overnight low of 25, tomorrow high 56. The current temperature in Denver is 48 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
When you think of Wendy's Biggie Bag, think your go-to meal deal. Because with your
10 seconds here, Tom.
Sandwich plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Biggie hits every time. So grab a Wendy's Biggie Bag today. U.S. price and participation may vary. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
You know, our exclusive reverse lender is Empower Reverse Loans. And by the way, Mark does regular loans as well if you ever come against that and you need one. But what I like about Empower Reverse Mortgage is Mark takes the time to go over all of the benefits of a reverse loan or not, depending on your situation. And in fact, he won't even write a loan unless it will benefit you, I think, 5 or 10 times. And he explains that to you. EmpowerReverse.com, 720-500-7719, 720-500-7719.
Little stiff. That's okay. Ugh.
Is my Instagram post still up?
Good afternoon, Martino Show. Please hold. Good afternoon, Tom Martino Show. How can I help you? Sure. What's your name? Barbara. All right. Hang on, Barbara. How much time do we have?
3 or 4.
Okay, that's enough.
Oh, how much time will we have when we come back?
Yeah.
3.
Did you watch Oppenheimer?
Good afternoon. Thanks
Dragon?
for calling the
Yes.
Tom Martino Show. How can
It's
I help
kind
you?
of boring. What do you think?
It was boring until it wasn't.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. If that makes much sense at all.
Yeah, if you've seen it, it makes sense.
I think it was the most terrible movie ever made.
And what was your name, sir?
And I tried to follow it, and they made some big deal about some
Randy?
leak in the room, but
R-A-N-D-Y?
they just bury the lead. I mean, it was a terribly written movie.
Randy?
Terrible sequencing.
Okay,
What do you
hold
think,
on.
Dragon?
Again, yeah, I just think it was just very boring until it was like, all right, now we're interesting here. But
I think
it's one of those that'll be an Oscar winner that you've forgotten in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one Oscar winner that was my cure for insomnia. I think it was called Chariots of Fire.
Yeah.
God,
Whenever I
don't
heard
think
the
I've
music,
ever
I
seen
went
it.
to sleep. Ding, 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 ding. I went, oh, God.
That is just awesome.
Award shows right now are really, really getting low ratings.
Well, the strike's over, so now all these new movies are going to start coming out because the award shows are in March, right? So they're going to be pushing them hard right now.
I don't watch them. I don't watch award shows.
I wait for the results, really.
The difficulty with award shows is it's more about the show and less about the awards.
Yeah, good
They're
point.
too concerned about presenting something, performing, than the celebration.
I can't get through any of them. I can't stand them.
Hey, Mark.
I wish I saw the one where Will Smith went up and slapped him.
I saw that. That was the only one. I don't know why I was even watching. And then there's one other I watched that I absolutely loved with Eminem on the Academy Awards. No one knew he was going to be there, and he comes out singing his song. And it was cool. He rocked him. But I saw
Mark?
the Will Smith thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to stop the stream, or do you need me to?
Now I get it.
Okay.
It's hard to stop midstream when you're older.
Yeah, I'm here to tell you.
It hurts.
Another difficulty thing, too, for the award shows is that nobody really wants to host them anymore, especially if you just get your name thrown out there as to a potential host, i.e. Kevin Hart, and then they jump on him for something he did a decade ago, and he's like, you know what, I'm not doing it.
They're all too long anyway. They go way over time.
Yeah, it's about the presentation and not the, there's far too many, we're going to do this band, this song, this.
Exactly.
We've got 18 bands, but we're only giving away 5 awards. It's like, what? All right, 15 seconds, guys.
I agree with you.
Position HH got its butt kicked. One of the key moments in that was John Caldera at the Independence Institute taking the language in that deceitful piece of legislation before the title board. We're going to have him on to talk about that and more. 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Randy, you have a question for ProBid. What is it, Randy? Randy? Yes, what's your question?
My question is, if you have just the backup battery system without the solar,
yes, sir,
and you're using that to offset the cost between use of 1 to 7 o'clock, how long is it going to take for you to recoup that money that you put in the installation and the equipment, and take into account the subsidy?
Yeah.
Will you pay that before the system needs to be replaced?
We'll figure it out. If you pay $10,000, I mean, it'll take a while.
Yeah. I mean, we could do a return on investment projection, but it would depend a little bit on the rates and how Excel increases rates for time of use or decreases rates for overnight rates. So it's a math equation, really.
Yeah, that's true, though. You always have to weigh the cost to the benefit.
Yep.
Always. And thank you, Randy. I'm running out of time. I want to grab Barbara. Barbara, go ahead. What's going on with you, Barbara?
Hi, Tom. This is a shout out to ProVid Energy. About 6 weeks ago, after listening to your show, I called them about my dad's friend, Chuck, who's 100 years old, and he was having trouble with the solar system. And I got in touch with Mark, and Mark got back to me, and we figured out that Chuck had a thermal solar system, and he sent a gentleman by the name of Robert out to take care of Chuck. Chuck has trouble remembering how this was all put together and stuff, but that Robert spent 2 hours tracing lines, figuring everything out. Yeah. He was amazing, and he was so patient with Chuck, and they got everything up and running, and they were just marvelous. So they are on my call list for my solar system.
Thank you, Barbara.
Yeah, thanks, Barbara.
I thank you.
Yeah, and it's probidenergy.com, 303-623-1531. What is a thermal system? I don't know what she means.
It was how he was heating his house.
Oh, okay.
And what it was, solar panels that heat the water, that heat the house.
Oh, my God, they still have those out
They
there?
have those out there.
Are they not new ones now, right?
Oh, gosh, no.
No. All right, we're out of time. And don't forget, people, you can call 303-MARTINO 24/7. It's way important because if you leave your number, we'll call you back. You don't have to stay on hold. So remember that, 303-627-8466. And don't forget about referralist.com. Save all your problems for me.